And if no one finds him before morning, the sun will take care of it. And if not, then and then he walks away.
That was the perfect laugh.
Twiddle my mustache.
That's literally
I'm speechless. I don't know what to ask you.
If that's your kink, I'm so happy for you.
I will throw my old Kindle across the room because I'm not doing that again.
And now, here are your hosts.
Hello, fellow bookworms. Welcome to Bookmark Your Next Chapter, a podcast hosted by Katie,
Amanda,
and Kristen.
three friends who love books. So today we're going to continue our journey of A Soul of Ash and Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And these girls are smiling if you're watching because I fucked it up the first time.
Technically, the first two times ever being technical.
Yeah. In my defense, she went from Blood and Ash to Ash and Blood, which I get it because it's like Cass's version and Poppy's version, but it's still confusing.
Yes. Tongue twisty.
That's my defense. That's all I have to say, Your Honor. So we will be covering chapters 12 through 22, which are not official chapter titles because this is a weird book. So it's the chapter titled Hunted through to the chapter titled The Maiden Unveiled. So that's what we're covering today, friends. But before we get into it,
as always, we're an R-rated podcast, so any swearing, any hanky-panky,
any hawk penis in the tub.
Oh,
Yes.
God, right?
yes, any of that
So
is on the table. So if you have any children, spouses, friends, parents, anyone you don't want listening to this with you, send them on their way now. It is book club time.
Woo!
Woo!
So before we get into the chapter coverage, we wanted to provide a trigger warning, rather, for anyone who wants to skip ahead. In chapters 13, 14, and 21, there's mention of either abuse, including sexual abuse and self-harm, as well as discussion around child abuse. And so we're going to timestamp in our show notes and we'll say like exactly when that happens. We'll also bring it up again at the beginning of the chapter so you don't have to kind of remember like, oh my gosh, where do I want to skip ahead if it is something that you don't want to listen to and be a part of. And then you can just jump right back in after that point. We just wanted to give you a heads up before we get into it, just so that you are well aware.
Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
All right, so I will start us off with chapter 12, Hunted, which confusing because the next chapter is Haunted.
Yeah.
Why does she do this?
It was confusing.
I was like, wait a minute, what did I miss here? Anywho, so our chapter opens with Cass getting back like to the Red Pearl and being disappointed because he realizes that Poppy is gone. However, the disappointment quickly turns to fear for her safety and anger at the Ascended, that for the whole reason he needs to be worried. Because like, and I thought like this is a kind of interesting point of view because he's worrying like, yes, she's protected as the maiden, but right now it's nighttime. All of the Ascended are out, and she is very not dressed like the maiden. Like, if anyone were to come across her, she'd be just as at risk as a mortal on the streets. And I was like, oh, I never considered that. Yes, exactly.
So it's not like they'd be like, oh my God, you're the maiden. Like, they would kill her.
Yes, absolutely they would. Yes. And I thought that was so fascinating. I'm like, I did not consider this point of view.
I know. Before this book is not doing me any favors when it comes to Cass. Like, when he gets back into the Red Pearl, he's like sniffing the sheets for her scent. And I'm like,
I didn't even notice that.
It's giving me the ick. Like, it literally says, grabbing a fistful of the blanket, I lifted it and inhaled deeply. And he's like, honeydew. And I'm like, he's icking me out. I don't like it.
Oh, man.
So many times I'm like, Cass, you're giving me the ick. I don't like it anymore.
It's so funny.
If you do think about that in like a real world situation, like imagine you're a fly in the wall, right? And like, let's say you were the woman in that room and then you happen to like walk back in as he was doing that. Wouldn't you be like,
what the
my God.
Fuck?
Yeah.
You fucking weirdo.
Like when you bring it into real life, it's like really kind of like you might want to go to jail. Weird kind of thing.
You might want to go to jail.
Like, are you gonna like it gives like you know, like what do you call it? Like I want to like wear your skin vibes. You know,
Yes.
like I'm not obsessed with you.
Yes. I get where you're coming from, Amanda. Katie's dying, but I get it.
Are these Common vibes? I've never heard that
I don't know if you would get this reference, but yeah.
I'm very did not.
It's okay.
I'm concerned for your sanity.
I didn't want to get like too graphic with it, but
Oh, good. I'm
if
so
you know,
glad
you know, I
stopped.
guess. But I was getting those vibes. They're not good ones.
I'm like, I'm trying to like be like, okay, maybe it's just because they're like, we know they're mates, like we know there's something deeper down, like that primal part of them, but it's just giving me the ick.
It's very
Sorry.
primal of him.
Let me just smell your, like if someone's smelling my sheets, I'm gonna be like, I need a restraining order from you. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I didn't even notice
love
that.
this.
Like I totally that went over my
Oh.
head. That's so funny.
Nope.
I was
Anyway.
pretty like into the like how cool was to see like that her life just got saved and she didn't know it kind of thing. Like I was like, wow,
Right?
this is so fascinating, and the rest just
I
went over my head
know.
surprisingly. But
Yeah.
it's so
There was a
funny.
couple instances in here. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
same.
I forgot that happened.
Same.
So it was kind of fun.
It was very cool.
So Cass leaves the Red Pearl because now he's panicking about her safety, and he starts going through the streets, and then he realizes like, okay, clearly she doesn't know she's in danger, but she still doesn't want to be caught because like she'd get in big trouble. So he's like, she's not going to be taking main streets, and he's like, oh, she's going to take like the Grove, and so he hops a wall, from my understanding.
Yeah, something like
And
that.
he goes through like this forest to try and pick up her scent, which he is able to. And it
From
was
smelling
funny
all them
because
sheets.
honeydew.
Yeah. and he was like, "Damn it! I wish I had Kieran here because his nose is better than mine." And he does not. But don't worry, sir. He comes in a few books. It's fine. So so he's going through this. He sends her. He finds her, and is he like up in the trees when he's stalking her at this point, or is he just following behind?
I think
couldn't-
falling behind. I don't know.
Imagine behind.
Okay,
do
because
too.
for some reason in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, he's like scaling trees, like Tarzan.
He's like George of the Jungle.
Yeah. But he hears a twig snap, and he's like, yeah, that's not me and that's not her. And he sees an Ascended who is also stalking Poppy in this grove. And I'm thinking, like, this is not the only time that she left, like, even before Cass came
Yep.
along. Like, how did this never happen before?
And the
I
one
know.
time Cass is like, I'm fearing for her safety. I will look
Yeah.
into it. I was thinking the same thing. Like, that's crazy.
How convenient.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Convenient.
Yeah. Convenient.
I
But yeah.
didn't think there, but I was like, oh my gosh, is this like Lord Asshole #1? And like, is this when he kills the other girl? Like, I was immediately trying to like it, and then it
like
wasn't.
piece it together of like where it is in the storyline.
Yeah.
Yes, it was not when he killed that other girl, but
Huh.
you know.
I mean, you weren't far off. It's covered in this set.
yes.
So Cass can tell that the Ascended is like stalking her, and he's like, he's not one of the advanced people, and like if he starts drinking from her, he's gonna kill her. He's not gonna have the willpower to stop. And so he like jumps. Well, in my I put he jumps down from the tree. Clearly, I don't think that happens. So he jumps out of the. I don't know. He jumps out on this dude. And I laughed at this because the Ascended like hisses and like shows his fangs, and then so Cass does the same. He goes, "Mine are bigger."
Right.
I just thought it was
That was a very Cass
very
thing to
funny.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. Kristen's like getting the ick, and I'm like, "There's my boy. He's back."
Nope. He had me, and then he lost me when he started smelling sheets.
You're like, this is too soon.
I'm a
Like, this
stranger.
is-
Like, okay, it would maybe one thing if they were like married and like it'd been a while, but then obviously he's
Mr.
gonna be smelling her.
Spence.
Yes,
Yeah.
like that's one thing. This is a fucking stranger. You literally met her and just tried to fuck her. Like,
And you
5 minutes
hated
ago.
her. You were literally
Yes, and you
like,
hated her.
Yeah.
I think I talk about this later, but I'm like, he goes from despising her to, yes, I want to fuck her. Now I'm worried about her safety. Now this, now that, really fast. Like that.
It was
just was like,
almost
phew.
unbelievable. Like it makes
Yes.
it hard to like unrealistic.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I could
I
get
get
it if he was like, "Oh, I kind of hate her, but like, I need her. Like, it was, I'm worried about her safety. It would be one, like, if he was even like, I hate her, but I need her, so I need to go do this. Like, it wasn't,
Yes.
didn't
It was
seem
like,
to be
because care about
phrased
her.
that
That's
way.
why I'm doing this, not because I
See-
need her to save my brother.
When I'm reading it, I'm thinking, oh, like this is like the heart bond, like it's taking over his mind, and it's not like he's doing it without even realizing he's doing it, kind of deal. Like it's
I think that's
instinct taking
the
over.
I
reason,
think that's
but
the
I feel the same
instinct.
way with the speed in which he is. Yeah, I just feel like as a reader, it can come off as hard to believe so
Yeah.
fast. I don't know.
Like,
I get what you're putting down.
like, because I'm like, I want to believe it's just the heart bond. It's just that he doesn't understand. But
Yeah.
sometimes he's just even like, even a simple like saying, I don't know why I feel this way, but I do, would have been like,
Yes,
would have made me feel better about it. Then except I
because
I
he would
fully-
be more
like-
confused.
yes, he doesn't seem confused in his head. He's like, I'm going to protect her
That's
because
fair.
I care about her.
And
It's
it
just like,
seems
what?
very sexually focused. I
That's
think
fair.
that's like that's my biggest hang up on it. Is
Yep.
it's not so much like, oh my gosh, or maybe it is and he doesn't want to admit to himself, like I care about her, but his internal monologue that we're getting, it is all lust based, it seems. And I'm trying to
Yes.
play devil's advocate in my mind that it maybe comes from a place of like the abuse he experienced and whatnot, and just the being able to feel
I have
again.
some notes on this
and-
later.
Right? Like
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't remember how to feel, and this is how that's
Mm.
coming back to life and whatnot. So like I get that, but yeah, it is a hard to digest.
Yeah, I have notes on that later when we get into those chapters. I will discuss that.
Yeah.
I'll save it, but
right.
I have thoughts.
Anyway,
So I'm going into chapter's end. Do you guys have anything before I do that?
nope.
All right. So he decides that, he could stab him and be done with it and he would fade away to ashes, but he's like, nah, I'm feeling violent. So he rips through his chest, rips out his heart, and decides that he's going to hang him over a branch. And if no one finds him before morning, the sun will take care of it. And if not, then and then he walks away.
Eh.
That was the perfect laugh.
Twiddle my mustache.
That's literally
Um, Yeah. And he walks away while whistling, and I put, like a fucking serial killer psycho.
yeah.
I just envision, like, the blood dripping, and he's, like, turning away, and he's like...
This is like one of the
That's-
docuseries
but
I would
that's
watch.
what I'm saying. Like he wanted to like wear her skin. He's like, I'm so obsessed with you. I want to live in your skin, and then I murder for you. And like I'm like, oh, this guy's a psycho. Even though he's not, but it was giving those vibes.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
smelling sheets and then
Oh.
murdering and just being like, la-di-da, on my way.
La-di-da.
See,
Nothing to
I kind of-
fear.
I feel like I feel the way you guys are saying, but like I feel like I lottie-dot to this. I'm like, oh, like I forgot how strong they were that they can just literally grab hearts from chests.
You're like, oh yeah, this happened once before too,
Oh,
didn't it?
That's so
Oh, boy.
funny.
Anyway,
So we'll get into chapter 13. It's called Haunted, not Hunted. And so here is where we want to stop with our first trigger warning. For anybody that wants to skip ahead, this chapter specifically discusses abuse, including sexual abuse, and it does allude a little bit to self-harm. So just as a note now, if you don't want to be a part of those conversations, skip ahead. And if not, here we go. So chapter starts with Casteel in a bath. He is thinking about how like hold on, I just need to take a deep breath here actually. Okay. I
It was
just
getting all
love,
hot and bothered over there.
yeah, I don't even know how I feel about these chapters to be like anyways,
I
we'll get
have
into it.
the ick.
I don't
Anyway.
know. It's my first, I guess, self pleasure in a book. Anyways, anywho, we're moving on. We'll get to it. Chapter starts with Casteel in a bath. He's thinking about how basically indoor plumbing seemed to be the one thing that the Ascended didn't steal from the Atlanteans. He is working to scrub himself clean and get all of the blood off of him from the fight with the Ascended that he ripped the heart out of. So already we get Cass, and he's like, I went back to thinking about the maiden and not about what I was planning on doing with her, but what happened between us recently. And he literally said, my dick throbbed and it thickened. It's getting hard just thinking about her. And I'm like, Cass, like this is literally the internal monologue we're getting. And
Yep.
yeah, so I don't love it. I don't love
Can
that
I
it's
hop
like-
in here
Yes,
for a second?
please do.
Because
Yes.
Yes.
and this is not related to his hard on, but when he's thinking about her, he mentions again that her lips are the color of berry, like hued lips, whatever.
He does bring
And
that up.
I thought, is this like a callback? Is this like a haha, like a little nudge nudge? Because whenever Poppy senses love from him, it always tastes like berries in chocolate.
Dip berries. Interesting.
So I'm like, is
Oh.
this like a little, like, I'm sure it doesn't mean anything, but is it like a little nod from Jennifer being like, you know?
Yes.
I don't know.
I like the
I'm
little
sorry
nod.
if you saw my like. I just almost sneezed and then stopped. So I just had a really weird laugh. I was like, as you were doing that. And I promise it had nothing to do with your comment. But yes, that is so cool that I never even thought about that. So Cass also is thinking about the fact that he assumed that she was she meaning the maiden, she meaning the maiden, was a willing participant in the role that she was playing. And he now realizes that he had assumed wrong. It then makes him wonder what else that could be wrong when he thought about her. Like maybe she knew about the Ascended and thought about how she lived. Maybe she didn't know what the Ascended do and what they truly are. But oh my gosh, now he's got so hard that the tip is jutting out of the water. Thank you for the visual, Cass. And why has this become a main theme in this chapter? Is he going to start pleasuring himself? Question mark, question mark. My next note. Go ahead.
Like my first note, and this is all I'm like, oh, horny Cass, yay! Like I feel like we were just last book talking about how horny he is all the time, and we're like over it. I'm like, I thought we'd get a break.
Right? Because this is like
let's move
before
on.
they were all lovey-lovey. And it's like, oh no.
And then all the descriptions that you're reading out, I'm like, I don't love the descriptions of his dick. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
It's funny because
I
feel
appreciated the visual.
Well, I thought it was.
I did not.
It was interesting to me that. I mean, I am very like minimal in the book experience I have right now with like spicy books and whatnot. But I thought it was interesting getting the male POV during some, like, even though this isn't like two people spice, it still is interesting. Like, I think that it's a very different journey, I guess I will say, right? Like being on even though it was written by a woman, but still, just being in the POV, I thought was kind of interesting. So never in 1,000 years would he. It's just another note that I was rolling my eyes at when I heard it. Never in 1,000 years would he have thought the maiden to have such glorious breasts and such soft, strong thighs and a blade-sharp tongue, which I really did love that he added that last part in. I'm like, okay, something not sexual that you do like about her.
Yeah.
But you're not helping your case here, Cass. Show us that you love more of her than her body. God, what I wouldn't do to get a mouth between those thighs, he thinks to himself. So Cass, I really like sweep over this, brings himself to release. That's what I say. And then he does make a comment that he's never brought himself there that quickly, that hard in a very long time. So that thought gets Casteel starting to think about when the last time that he had a release like that, when it wasn't just like a mechanical thing and was meant more in an emotional sense. So this is when he starts to think about Shay and he starts feeling sad and thinking like, was that the last time that I had like an emotional connection with somebody when it came to like the sexuality, I guess? And he was like, there's no way, but he doesn't actually come up with a time after that moment. And this is when we start to learn more about kind of what had happened to him, right? And the abuse that he went through, specifically sexually, because he mentions how although the Atlanteans are like, sex can be like, it can just be sex, but that also can be like a very special thing as well. And like sharing something and the connection and the love there, and that the Ascended, what they did to him took that meaning away from it. And it turned sex into something that was like dreaded to him. And he was just kind of I think coming to or maybe the first time he's actually like admitted to himself that, like, because he's literally thinking that and going like, oh my gosh, like, when was the last time I did this and I felt something more that you're supposed to feel, right, with somebody that you care about in this type of situation?
Because he kind of like says like, I literally just slept with any man or woman or like whoever because like I was trying to prove to myself that it wasn't like it was me, it was my choice. I'm doing this. And like this is where my first note in defense of Cass's constant horniness is I almost wonder if this is why he is so horny for Poppy, because it's like the first time in literal decades that it's like this pleasure is like actual pleasure and I'm recognizing it as pleasure and it's not just an escape from my mind.
Yes,
like
it's not
this
a
is
filler.
something.
It's not
void. Like this actually means something. And I wonder if just like the euphoria of getting out of that dark headspace is like addicting almost, you know? It's almost like a high.
And
like, I wondered the same.
I think, right? Like I don't think he realizes it's more than like, why am I so horny for this girl? Right? Like I think that he has the emotional feelings for her.
Yes.
Doesn't even understand that at this point now because he hasn't had that emotional feeling in so long. And I think that he's then interprets that through his lust that's also accompanying that. And then he's just like, I've always hated the maiden. So like, I must just, you know, be horny for her.
She's hot.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
So like I can totally, especially once we get this like description in this chapter and we learn a little bit more about how he's feeling and whatnot, it really helps like those pieces fall. I do wish that like in present day Cass, when Poppy walks in the room, it wasn't the first thing he was thinking. But here I can start to understand why we're seeing that in these chapters so early when he doesn't really know her.
Yeah.
So he also does talk. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just I don't know where you're going, but if
you
want, you continue.
No, you go.
Like,
I just won't say my piece. I just won't say my name.
I also, and Katie kind of mentioned it, so we also find out potentially like Cass. He's like he was into men or women, so like LGBTQ represent. I was like I had to call that out.
I was kind of I don't want to say surprised. It was just, but it was very like the Atlantean woven, how they say like love is love, sex is sex. Like it's not, there is no like, it belongs in this category. It belongs here, right? It was like, they talk about it like it's just there. And like, move on, right? Like, who cares?
Right?
Yes,
love is love.
Love is love.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wanted that call out because like, even though like they say like love is love and that's kind of like implied, having it like
spelled out,
specifically said, but so when he's talking about like all the things the Ascended did to him, am I reading this wrong? Or is he implying that Isbeth touched him?
Oh, I think she did more than touch.
Because
yes, she did.
I felt awful for Cass, and I also wanted to vomit because Isbeth was doing things to Cass, and then Cass is heartmates with her daughter.
Yes.
It's
all kinds of messed up.
I am very glad she is dead.
Same.
Yes.
Very glad.
And I don't think that Poppy, I mean, I guess if she remembers what he says to her now and all of these memories, I don't think that she truly maybe knew the extent of the abuse that she received from him. Like, I think that she knew that he was like sexually assaulted, and maybe even she knew she was from Isbeth, but I mean, sexual abuse and sexual assault is terrible no matter what.
Different.
Yes.
But yes, hearing specifically what happened, like you could probably still kind of convince yourself like maybe it was just a little this or a little that and it wasn't like and like this was like the worst of the worst. I feel like for what happened to him.
Even like me as a reader, like we kind of know he went through some shit and like we know like they killed Shay right in front of like Malik and like we know they're awful people. Reading about what he went through and like the things that are implied in this chapter and then in the next, I'm like my heart aches.
Same.
And it was still shocking, like, almost. Like, it was like, oh my God.
Like, I didn't realize how deep it went. It was
totally
awful.
Yeah.
And, like, this is a little off-kilter, but same genre. Like, I feel like it gives a whole new meaning to how angry he is at Malik. Because, like, I know we've talked about, like, why is he so mad at Malik and he's so willing to forgive his parents? Yeah. But it's almost like, because, like, this whole time he's thinking, like, I went through all this fucking shit. Like, my brother's going through this shit, and
Yes.
he's there because of me.
That's
like,
such a good
I
point.
know what he's going through, and I'm
Yes.
feeling so guilty that I'm the reason he's going through it. And like,
He's
all this
carrying
time, he
all
wasn't.
that emotional guilt
Yes.
right now,
Yes.
and it's literally not even happening.
Yes. And so, like, he
Yeah.
is probably feeling betrayed by the fact that he
Mhm.
spent his life worrying about this man. And he's also probably feeling embarrassed because, like,
Yeah.
all of it was for nothing. And, like, now he looks like an idiot because the whole time his brother was in cahoots, quote unquote,
Right.
Mhm.
even though that we know that's not the case. But, like, that was his initial thought, right?
Yes.
Like, and
Yes.
I feel like it gives a whole new light
Perspective.
on that
I
situation.
totally agree.
Even, like-
Especially, go ahead.
Like, even it's funny because I literally said even then, and then I'm like, where did my thought go? So you go ahead, and I will try to collect my
Okay.
thought.
So I feel like it's interesting to you saying that about his brother, is that his brother had to have known what happened to Cass. It's not like
Absolutely.
him captive, and even if they, like, let's say they tortured him or something a little bit till he's like, fine, I'll work with you. Even if that didn't happen, there's no way that he wasn't privy to the information that happened, because
Exactly.
Isbeth loves to torture people. She loves to
And
use...
she'd be bragging about it. Like,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
Exactly.
like, oh,
And
you're
I
better in
did
bed than your
this.
brother.
Yes.
Like, she
Yep.
would say shit
yeah,
like
that's
that.
not
you
how
know?
I heard him scream this way, or when he
Yes.
blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
And it's like, so obviously Malik had knowledge of what happened. And I understand that he met Millie and that was his heartmate, but there is something to say about the fact that you knew what your brother went through, and
you
that you
stayed.
still, like,
Yeah.
there could have been other ways to help Millie and, like, be supportive, I
Yeah.
guess, to Cass and what he
Right.
went through. There
Yeah.
has to
Right.
have been. And the fact that
Right.
it just seems like that was all, sorry, Cass, I don't care, moving on because of this.
Yes.
Like, that's
Mhm.
a hard
Pretty
pill to
shitty.
swallow.
Yeah.
My heart broke reading this chapter. I'm like,
I
holy
know.
fuck.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
I thought my thought came back to me because of what you said, Amanda. So that
Yay!
worked perfectly.
We love when
Even
a plan
some
comes
of-
together.
I know. Even some of the anger he feels, it could almost be like embarrassment coming out as anger. I think, Katie, you touched on
Right.
this now that I'm saying this aloud. Like, if, like, because we kind of hinted at next chapter, Cass doesn't really talk about it. I think he even struggled to admit a lot of it to himself.
Absolutely.
Like, so if he knows that his brother knows, like, there's just so many layers, I feel, now to this.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes.
And, like, I think that this is almost like a book of healing, because I don't think
It
Cass has
is.
really put into words
Mhm.
any of this in
No.
the way that he's doing it, in the most raw, authentic, honest way right now. He's
Yes.
saying all of this to Poppy. We even get, and we can talk about it in the chapters, but where, like, Kieran kind of walks in as he's saying things, and they even have this, like,
Mhm.
heart to heart. So
yes.
it's like him reliving these moments, it's like his first real true healed, like, he's healed from this, we'll say, because it's been
Yes.
so long.
Right.
He has Poppy now, but he's now able to process what happened, and I think it's his
Yes.
first time reliving these moments in a different state of mind, right? So
Yes.
he's no
Yes.
longer in fight or flight mode, we'll say.
Right.
I mean, obviously
right.
he is, but you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Not
He's
to
in
the
a
same
different...
extent.
Yes.
Yes.
So now
Yeah.
he's almost doing himself a favor while he's trying to help Poppy. Like, I think he's
Yes.
really starting to process this, and that this is
Yes.
a really good thing for him to be able to make these realizations and admit these things to himself, to then
Mhm.
grow past it even more, right? And be
Right.
able
Yes.
to
Right.
come out better
Yep.
for it. So
It was really powerful.
yes,
Yeah.
it was. So he starts now to think about the way that he was abused and how he was also forced to witness others being abused. He said how the boy's queen. I don't know what I meant by that.
Blood,
Blood
queen,
Queen.
probably.
Oh, the blood queen. Look at you guys. I'm like, Isbeth queen? Yes. And how the blood queen was the worst because she would end up seductive and almost behaving in a gentle way. And this is how we know for a fact that what she was doing, because he said that his body would react against his will effectively. So basically, like, he was struggling against the chains that were bounding him, and he didn't want what was happening mechanically to happen, but it's like,
Mhm.
it's gonna
It's
happen. Like,
natural. Yeah.
exactly. He
Mhm.
has no choice in the matter. If somebody's going to do that to him,
It's still a
What's-
sensitive body part.
exactly,
yeah.
it's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. And obviously, there's a
Yes.
lot of guilt there too, because then you
Yeah.
start thinking to yourself, maybe I did want this. Maybe I'm
Right.
terrible because
Yeah.
this is what happened. And it's like, no.
He's like victim blaming on himself.
Yes.
Yes.
And he makes a point to say that she would end up, like, behaving seductive and gentle. And then
Mhm.
afterwards, it sticks with him, her laughter at due to the fact that she was able to do this to him, and
Yep.
that's
She's such a bitch.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Oh,
And
I'm so
he
glad
said
she
that
said.
others, yeah.
I only wish her death was more torturous.
Yes, literally,
Same.
she did not
Yeah.
suffer with that woman.
Yep.
Ugh, not at all. So then he starts to think he starts to think back to when he was saved and what he had to do to Shay. I was wondering if we were going to get more perspective on this, and maybe we still will, but I feel like we haven't.
Oh, there is more to this Shay story.
There is
Yeah.
way
Because there is stuff touched, and I have questions.
Me too. So he
Okay.
starts talking about it here, and I thought we were going to learn something maybe, but then we don't. He starts thinking about how he could help to keep the thoughts away, what he always had done, and it was either through pain, through pleasure, that he was able to kind of numb things,
Escape.
we'll say. Yeah, it was like his escape. This is where he mentions that he's been with all walks of life, all different people, whether they're mortals, Atlanteans, women, men. Again, we talked about this here, but I thought it was just interesting that we hear that it verbally said out that way, because it's just, we know that sexuality is very normalized with the Atlanteans and it's not taboo at all. And that's
Right.
it was just really cool to hear that just roll off his tongue as if it was normal, which it should be. But unfortunately, we live in a day and age that it isn't. So it was refreshing to hear it in this.
We need more authors to touch on stuff like that.
Yes.
And speaking from someone who absolutely hated the joining and probably won't ever like it.
I do have a comment here.
But it just judging on the whole, like, sexuality as a whole is accepted in Atlantean culture. That's probably why the joining isn't as weird for them.
Yes.
Because it's like, so
who cares
what?
that two guys are involved? Who cares that if it's
as
two
long
girls,
as
who cares?
people are getting their goods and they're having fun, who cares? So like, I get it.
I know.
Not even, I've nudged on it enough. I'll leave it there.
Yeah,
But
I'm like, I feel you. I get it.
even coming from me, I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand why it's not a big deal to them. Like this kind of I don't
relationship
know. Anyway,
dynamic, whatever.
I'll leave it there.
Yes. I do have a little note here mentioning, like, I wonder if this is foreshadowing to some potential sexy time with Popcast and Kieran, Poppy. And there's more of a show that goes on between Cass and Kieran for Poppy. And I'm like, the door is wide open for anything now. So anyways, so Cass did mention too, and we've already kind of discussed this, that the reason that he was always outsourcing, that's a good word, but like basically sleeping with anybody and grabbing onto any type of pleasure, we'll say, in the pains, was to prove to himself that he could still find pleasure in the act of having sex and that he could still be the one in control of it. Like it was his choice. Yes, I'm choosing this. No, I'm not, or what have you. So he was just trying to ground himself in the fact that
and take his power back too, right?
Yes.
Like,
Exactly.
That's so important. Like,
So then he talks about how Kieran and the others were there that helped him to bring him back to himself and gave him his one and only purpose, which is to save his brother at this point. I do go into chapter close here. Does anyone have anything else?
Full send.
So the chapter ends with Cass realizing that he still has moments where he is either pleasure seeking or finding other ways to, keep his mind level. And as a result of what has happened to him, that he actually doesn't even remember the features of the people that he's been with. And he is still very haunted by what has happened to him while he was in captivity and in control of the Blood Crown. And I felt it was a very fitting chapter name right at the end of this, because
it really was.
It really was still the ghost of what is haunting him to this day as he's speaking this story to Poppy. And yeah.
So, chapter 14, present 3. So, as Amanda said in the beginning, we do touch on self-harm in this chapter. So, if that is something that would trigger you, please skip to the next chapter. It'll be timestamped in the description. So, as a chapter name indicates, we are back in the present with Cass holding Poppy to his chest. Kieran has returned with clothes, and I thought it was very sweet that they both, like, Kieran made sure and Cass notices that they very made sure to not have white clothing, knowing that Poppy
I thought
wouldn't
that was
want to have
so
white. I'm like,
sweet.
Totally agree. And
Oh.
I
Love
think they
them.
mentioned, was it Vanetta, whoever brought the clothes? They
I
were
think
like,
it was
Hisa.
Hisa, wasn't it?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And they're like, it was kind of like, okay, like, I don't understand, but
Yeah.
like, whatever. And it was just,
Yeah.
oh, goodness. But
yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Yes. So Cass starts speaking aloud about how he has trouble processing everything he's been through after his capture, Shay, and after he was freed. I started wondering after my first note was, I wonder how much, if any of this Poppy will remember. Like, I know we were talking about it last chapter, and I hope she remembers it.
Me too.
Even though, like, it's hard to hear. Like, I feel like if she kind of hears the whole thing all at once, no interruptions, Cass can't even see the, like, response on her face. So, like, he is able to get this all off his chest. And, like, I feel like she'd be able, if she remembers it all, she'd be able to wake up and be like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm here for you.
God.
Yes, but it's not like...
This sobs, I will sob if that happens, friends.
Yes. Like, it's not... Sometimes I get it. Like, sometimes I need to get what's off my chest, and I don't want to see responses, and I don't want to see
hard,
this.
yes. You want to get it out, but you don't want... It's like you want
And there's
to
probably
get
fear of
something out.
judgment, too,
Yes.
right? Like,
Right. Yes. Well,
like
it's
you
wanna
so,
talk,
mentioned
but you
multiple
don't want
times, like,
anyone-
he feels like shame for what he feels and what he's experienced. And like, he knows that shame shouldn't be at him. He knows he's not at fault, but you can't help but feel that.
No.
And so like being able to just say it and not have to worry about her response, that's probably going to be so healing for him.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, as we continue on, he starts opening up about how he used pain to quiet his mind and get through, the guilt and what he alluded to last chapter, harming himself. He speaks about how it silenced everything, and he would use everything. This is when it's very explicitly said. He'd use everything from a blade to his own teeth, and that he felt relief when he saw red.
I had a note on this. Do we think like maybe this is a part, even again subconsciously, but like could this play into why he's so like quote unquote turned on by violence? Because like he spent so long seeing both of them as an escape. You know what I mean? Like like the pain was always an escape, the pleasure was always an escape. So maybe even subconsciously they kind of get convoluted in his brain.
And like Poppy kill, and he's like, "Oh my god, that's so hot!" Right? Like, and it's like interesting.
But it's because they were both a release for him in one way or another.
Yeah.
And I almost wonder if subconsciously those two intertwine.
There. That's
a
super interesting perspective on that, because
that
could totally be a part of what's going on.
Yeah.
I also thought like, at this moment when he's again like admitting to himself like that he would do whatever, sex, drugs, inflicting harm to himself, I feel like these two chapters do a really good job at representing what people actually are going through after severe trauma. Like I feel like it is so hard to put into words. It's so hard to feel understood, or because every situation's different, and the shame you feel, and like we were even saying, like it's like the fact that Poppy can't respond. There's something to be said about wanting to say or be able to get off your chest, but not actually wanting someone to hear it. You know what I mean? At that moment. And I just feel like, I'm very fortunate that I haven't had to go through any trauma that is like this, but it paints such a good picture for me that I feel that it just feels so powerful. And I feel like it is so representative to like real world things, and it is taking away any of the taboo from any of that. And it is talking about this, and like I really, really love that.
This is part of why, like, not related to the book at all, why I love certain like reading in general, honestly. Like I do it with writing too. Like when you're reading or writing, you get to kind of, I don't want to say explore because that doesn't like feel right, but like experience this, and like I lost my thought again.
Okay,
friends.
I have an idea. You saying this is bringing my head somewhere. Let me know if this is where you were kind of going with this, because
we're on the same wavelength tonight.
I think so. Maybe we'll see. If I say this, and you're like, no, Amanda. But like, let's say you are somebody that has gone through a very similar traumatic experience, but you feel alone. You feel like you have no outlet. You have nobody to understand you. You have no way to get this type of support that Cass is now maybe feeling. But reading this had you gone through some of that trauma, I think could be very healing. Like this
Like
could
you feel
be
seen.
to somebody, yes, to be like, oh my gosh, that is what I feel. That is what I'm going through. And it's not just me. Like this is
Yes.
a normal thing. Like this is, I feel like there's something to be said about that. And with reading where you can become a part of a whole bunch of people's minds, all the authors that are reading this, it's like you are opened up to a world where you're not as alone, I think, as maybe you may think you are. And you realize that you're
Yes.
connected to people in different ways and avenues of life that understand you, even though you don't know that person. And I think that's so cool.
That's it. Kind of exactly
when you said that, I
where
was like,
it was. Yes,
I'm getting that vibe.
Like it's hard because there's so many things like that are, you know, taboo. Like you don't want to talk about it. You don't talk about this, and just reading about it kind of, you don't want to normalize it. You want to normalize the healing from it if it's happened to you,
and the talking about it, and
the talking about it,
opening up.
I've said this to multiple people. Like I've been to therapy. I'm very open with, I go to therapy. Yeah, I have a therapist, because for such a long time, if you went to therapy, it was like, oh my God, what happened to you?
What's wrong with you?
Right?
What's wrong with you? Like
you're
no,
crazy.
I went to therapy. I have a therapist. I love going to therapy. 10 out of 10 recommend. Love my therapist. Katie can
The
also
world
say she
needs
loves
therapy.
our
Yeah,
therapist.
I have the same therapist. My therapist broke up with me because she was moving on, and I texted Kristen. I said, "Can I steal your therapist? Can we have joint custody of your therapist?"
We share a therapist.
Amazing.
But like, just having these things, like, so you don't feel alone, or like you can you see it. You can see yourself in some of these characters.
Yeah.
And anyway.
It's huge.
And I think even more so, like in this world that we live in, there is so much pressure put on men that like you have to be tough, you have to be strong. It's like toxic masculinity, and it's so nice to get this moment of vulnerability from a man. I understand it's a woman writing it, but like just to have that represented on page, like this is a strong warrior, king, whatever, and he too struggles, and he too can open up and speak about his feelings, and like that is just
make him weak. That is
exactly
not a weakness.
In fact, it makes him stronger.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
We love an emotionally intelligent man.
Yes.
I think there's something to be said too about the fact that it's a woman writing this, because again, as a woman, I can't, like, this is very maybe naive of me to say. So like, I am happy to be corrected at any point in time, comment, whatever you want. I am happy to hear that. But I think that as a man, there must be these pressures to be that strong, be that protector, be that like whatever. So I think it's interesting that a woman is writing this in a perspective as men can be like this and we're okay with that. As women, we're okay with men being this way. And I feel that a lot of times with men, I think that men almost put that, I don't want to say pressure on themselves, but I what I mean by that is the same way that I think women do the same thing. Like
internalizing it.
Yes. And not intentionally. I feel like women as a collective seem to have this pressure on them. But sometimes I feel like that pressure comes more from other women than it does from men.
Society.
Yes. And I think that men overall have this pressure, and it seems that it comes from men almost. It's like a weird thing. And I could be way off on this, but when I look at it, sometimes it's interesting when you talk to men and women. I find I'm always surprised that things happen in a way that I don't expect, right? Like when I think that a man is going to think a certain thing, and I'm like, oh my God, you don't think that. Like maybe this is me as a woman that has put these own pressures on myself about I need to look a certain way and I need to this, when they're like, they don't care. They don't care if I have these long eyelashes and whatever. They don't even notice, right? And it's same with men. It's like, we don't care that you're this big macho, but if you're a great dad and you're a kind soul, sign me up, right? It's just interesting seeing this written by a woman being able to show this side of a man, and it does not come off as weakness, right?
Yeah.
I think that's very cool.
This is, we can, this is something, it's funny you mentioned that, because I've literally brought it up in therapy, because I'm a single parent. I have a boy, I have a son, and it was such a big worry, and I literally contemplate, I'm is it fair to have a kid without a potential father figure or another parent kind of idea? And like it's such a big thing to me when how I raise him, because like I have, and I know people who are like, you know, boys can't wear nail polish. Like it's ingrained from the day they're born. Boys like tractors, girls like like Barbie dolls, like, and it makes me want to parent differently. Like I want to parent intentionally, and it's we've gone over it in therapy. But like you notice it more, like knowing how I want to parent and how I want to like make sure if he wants to wear nail polish, go fucking head. If he wants to wear a dress, have at her, kid. Like, does it make your heart happy? Beyond maybe breaking laws, you know?
Yeah,
within reason.
But yes, it's like
you can't murder people
pressure.
even if it makes you happy.
Yes. If wearing
But,
a dress
the
makes your
societal
heart happy,
pressures.
go for it. But like, it's so ingrained from such a young age
It's
that
true.
this is how you're supposed to be. So like, from even like you see in movies, like the grandpa or whatever is like, son, you're the man of the house now, and he's like 10.
Yeah.
No, he's a kid.
Right?
Let him go do whatever he wants to do to play. Like,
Yeah.
it's so hard. So normalizing this is like
Yes.
these moments of vulnerability.
So
and, like,
important.
yes.
My
Agreed.
kids, we can cut this if this gets too long, but to add to what you're saying, it's really hard too, because as parents, there's so many people that influence people's lives growing up, right? And my kids are at school all day right now, and you kind of have to nip things in the bud when they happen too, when you see those societal pressures come on, and you have to be like, no, like that's girls don't have to like pink and boys don't have to like blue. Like my daughter came home and my son says something like, I'm gonna grow my hair out or whatever. I'm like, oh, cool, kid, whatever. And my daughter's like, well, that's what girls do. And I was like,
No.
no. And like, I mean, I don't come to her like that, because it's important to have these
Right.
conversations without
Yes.
shaming
Yes.
her in the same way. And
Yes.
like, and
Yes.
the only reason she would have that opinion, period, is because obviously she's heard that somewhere. I mean, it doesn't
Right.
happen at home, but maybe at school, or people
Right.
say things, right? Like, kids are mean, some kids. And
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
just had a conversation, and I like talk about boys that have long hair and girls that have short hair, and like we see pictures of them. I bring them up. I'm like, you know this person, and they're like, oh yeah. Like it's funny because the things just fall into place in their brains,
Yes.
and then they just say it, and that's when you're like, let's talk about that. And then
let's challenge this.
yes,
You know? Like,
and then they're like, huh, I guess you're right. And then they're like, okay, let's go play. Like, you know, and it's
Yeah.
fine.
and they move
but
on.
It's just,
Yes.
it's important that those things get addressed, though, because there's some
Yes.
things that are going to happen when you're not
Yes.
around as a parent, and it's to
Yeah.
when they come up to then be able to redirect and make sure
Yes.
that there's
Yeah.
not that.
Like, your
Right.
job and duty as a parent is to make the world better for the next generation. And that starts from day one. Like, day one. Like, yes, we have come leaps and bounds from where we were 200 years ago. But we are so far from where
50
we
years
should
ago,
be.
even. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So, like, but we are still so far from where we need to be. And I know that we are not, on this podcast, we are not going to save the world. That's just not going to happen. But having conversations like this, I think, are just a small part, but
So
such an
important.
important part.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So
Anyhow.
yay, Jennifer, for writing such a strong man into your
Yes.
paper. That isn't what
Yes.
you would typically expect, but it is exactly what the epitome of a strong man is.
yes.
Amen.
I feel like this is like a awkward turn back into the book
Okay.
now.
Okay.
We're hopping rail tracks here.
Yeah. There's no Segui that can get you through this, buddy. Just go for it.
Yeah. So, as Cass is talking, he brings up Kieran and how he was the only one to know kind of what Cass went through, and he had no choice because of the bond. And again, my heart
This was so sad.
broke, because not only is Cass, and then like there's so many layers to even that sentence, because Cass is like, this is my only release, and he's feeling all the guilt and all the shame and everything we just talked about, and add on to that, there's probably a thought in his mind, at least after maybe, where he's like, fuck, I just did all this to myself, and Kieran felt it. My best friend in the whole world is now feeling pain because I'm in pain.
And
Right?
he's getting weakened. Like,
and yes.
which, like, how does that work, first of all? But, like, damn.
Well, it's like when he was in captivity. Remember, like, Kieran was like bedridden. He
Yes.
couldn't even whatever.
Yes.
So this made me like mad at Poppy again, because if we go back to when Cass was captured and she was like, I'm gonna, she couldn't control herself and she kept being like, I'm so upset, Cass. And it's like, I get it. So I don't want to like be insensitive to that. However, it painted such a picture here as to what Kieran also went through. Like, we're talking about how,
Yes.
like, holy shit, what happened to Cass. And we're like really for the first time digesting what that truly looked like. And we are getting confirmation that Kieran felt what Cass felt while he was captive. And now we're also learning that while Cass was healing, the pain that Cass was going through during that time was also something that Kieran was feeling. And he wasn't being like, Cass, you need to stop. Oh my gosh, this is hurting me. He was supporting Cass. Like,
Yes.
Cass never felt in a moment, at least he was not articulating that Kieran at all was like making him feel terrible. Like, Cass was feeling guilt just from his own guilt, but it wasn't Kieran. And I thought to myself, if we go back to when Cass was captured the second time, Kieran is the only person that truly understands what that means. And nobody was there for him. Nobody has been there for Kieran like Kieran has been there for everyone. For Cass, for Poppy. And it hurts my heart because I think he has maybe carried the heaviest burden over everyone that is here. Like, he hasn't necessarily gone through, but he's carrying the burden of everybody else's trauma and is just taking it with a smile on his face. And I think that is huge, huge, huge. And
Like, I remember you bringing that up, and I remember thinking, yes, very valid point. I don't remember thinking it, but like hearing this now, it's like, it, like you said, adds that whole other layer. Like, just freaking awful. So Cass was chewing his own head to kind of realize, and then this is when Kieran says, like, Cass says, how fucking selfish it was, and Kieran literally says, you weren't selfish, Cass. You were in pain. And he like
he's
like
so understanding. Like,
no.
And like, Cass is clearly
I'm sorry
upset.
for calling you a wet blanket, Kieran.
Kieran,
a warm, toasty blanket of love.
Yes.
And like, Kieran's like, I hope you understand that now, like, that you weren't being selfish, you were in pain. And I just,
I know.
Weeped.
my only notes right now are like, sob, sob, sob.
Yeah.
And Cass admits that he does forget sometimes, but he remembers eventually. And they're kind of like, that's, as long as you remember.
You get there in the end. Yeah.
So then Kieran asks if Poppy knows the truth about Shay. And I'm like, I please tell me the truth. I would also like to know the truth about Shay.
Yeah, all in caps. What is the truth about Shay?
Question here. How did Poppy learn about Shay? Was it through Cass? Because maybe
I thought it was Alistair.
They just don't realize she knows.
Yes. So I'm like, okay, is there something fucking huge that this bomb is being dropped? Or does she already know, but Cass and Kieran don't know she does?
I can't remember.
I know.
I thought Poppy asked Cass about Shay.
Alistair doesn't know.
Shay.
Because I was mad he died without knowing that she was a traitor.
It must be Cass then.
Yeah.
Who else could it be?
Because Alistair first lets her know about Shay, that there was someone else. And then I think Poppy asks Cass about it. And that's when he says, yes, this happens.
Right. So then what the fuck's the truth about Shay?
Yes.
Do we think that it is something that Cass should feel shameful over, and that's why he didn't say it, and he's worried what Poppy will think? Like, maybe the story was a little bit different, and it wasn't, she was gonna like put you in their place. Maybe it was like Cass had to choose, sacrifice Shay, or what if they gave Cass the option, your freedom, but we take Shay and kill her? And he, in his moment of weakness and desperation, said, please free me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he was the reason she was killed. He's like, I killed her. Like, Do you know what I'm thinking? What,
Yes.
what other reason would he have
Like he metaphorically
to not,
killed her instead of
Yes.
actually killed her.
Yes.
What other reason would he have to not have told the truth at this point? Like,
I
what
don't know.
possibly?
I feel
I'm
like
just so worried. It's
after
gonna be
what he
something like
just
that.
admitted, I feel like it has to be bigger.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm really like, I want to know, but I also don't want to know.
I'm scared to know.
Scared to
You
find
know,
out.
yes.
That's how I feel too.
So Cass says she doesn't know the truth, but he plans to tell her, and then I go into chapter's end.
I actually, you go, because I don't know if this is chapter's end or not, and I don't want to. So you go first, then I'll say.
So the chapter ends with them reminiscing about Cass meeting Poppy in the Red Pearl, and how everyone is trying to just give Poppy time, like they're just trying to do what they need to do so that she can sleep and wake up. Cass mentions he feels more relaxed with Kieran there and is thinking about the, quote, good man that needs to die and the bravery of the maiden, which I said I think is hitting at our next set of stories.
Yes. Okay, so I had a note on, because so you mentioned that he, like, they're reminiscing about seeing Poppy at the Red Pearl.
Yes.
So when I first read it, that is exactly how I took it. However, I'm questioning, and this could be just me trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, but so they're talking about Shay, and they're like, do you know the truth about Shay? No, she doesn't know the truth about Shay. Like, I'll tell her when she's awake. They immediately go in, and Kieran says, I can't believe you were with her in the Red Pearl. And I think the meaning is insinuated to be Poppy.
Shay, though?
Is there a chance it's Shay? Like, obviously not in that moment, because Shay would have already been dead, I think, right? At that point, like when Poppy's alive, I think Shay's already dead.
Yes.
But like, I don't know. I just, the way that it said she, not Poppy, it said she, and the fact that it was immediately following the conversation about Shay. And it was like a cold transition. It was not like yeah, I can't believe it. I'll tell her about that one day. And then, remember that time I was in the Red Pearl and I saw Poppy? Like, there was no like smooth transition.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to flag it, because if I don't say it and it comes something, I'll be mad. So I'm just putting it in there.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. Curious. I'm curious.
Very curious.
Very curious. Okay, so chapter 15, The Empty Garden. So our chapter opens with Cass worrying about Poppy, because that's what he does, because she had not shown herself since that night out. He hasn't seen her. It's been a few days. At first, he figured, like, she's probably just avoiding me because, like, she's embarrassed because, like, she doesn't know that I know who she is, but, like, she knows who I am. But now he's starting to worry, like...
we know she knows.
Yeah. He knows that he knows, and his cousin told him in his nose, and all the news. But now he's starting to worry, like, God, like, what if something happened and she didn't get back? Like, I didn't actually watch her go back in. Like, I assume she got out, but what if there was someone else? Because, like, I related to this, because I also go to worst case scenario at all times. So here we go.
You're like, I get it.
So Cass notes that all of the servants are huddled together and they're not working, which he says is weird because, like, even if there's no work to do, the Ascended are always like, make yourself busy. And so, like, he's like, something has clearly happened because these people are not working. So he goes over and he sees the Duchess and the Commander Jansen walking together. And so he follows them and listens in on what they're saying. So they're talking about a dissenter in a broken neck. And then I put, am I dumb? I don't remember this. And then obviously later we find out. But, like, I was like, who the fuck had the broken neck? Like, I don't remember this.
So funny because I was so like, what's going on with that Joel Crane being a thing? And like this right away, I'm like, okay, this is finally
really?
yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't remember a broken neck at all. So Cass thinks, like, oh, well, it can't be Jericho they're talking about. Like, I would have known if he was, like, spotted or whatever. And he said that, like, dissenters don't act out on his orders. Like, they kind of govern themselves, but usually they do refrain from attacking, like, mortals and other people, like, you know, out of both self-protection and, you know, respect.
Yep.
And then I put, oh, they're talking about the woman Mazine killed. Like, I feel dumb. But in my defense, I remembered her being killed by Mazine. I remembered it happening around this time. I remembered that like she was drained of blood, but for some reason I couldn't remember that they broke her neck to like cover it. I didn't remember that part. So
I don't know if I remembered it, but I was like, this must be who they're talking about.
Well, it's funny because you jump into like them talking like Commander Jansen, but like literally before it says Lord Mazine. Like he sees Lord Mazine.
Yes, but he's not a part of the conversation yet. He comes in, he joins the chat.
But the moment he sees,
is that what happens here? Him and the Duchess are coming down.
He sees Lord Mazine, and I immediately am like, "Oh, this is when he killed her."
Same, me too.
Oh, see, maybe I'm just dumb and I read over that. Yeah. Well, clearly I'm the dumb one because I was the only one that didn't pick up on it.
You're not dumb. We don't talk about ourselves like that.
Listen,
you're SMRT.
Speak kindly about yourself, or I will report you.
Oh, you sound like my daughter.
I know. Listen, I'm learning from her this week.
Kristen's been babysitting Greya this week, and I get so many funny texts. I'm like reading them out loud to my coworkers. Like, she's like,
I got put in timeout. She had Alexa set a timer for me because I wasn't being kind. Did she actually? She said, funny. I'm going to tell Alexa to put a timer for 5 minutes because you weren't being kind. And what I did was I paid her in clay instead of fake money like she wanted.
How dare. Which is the funniest thing because I have never, ever in my life put my child on a timeout. Like, I don't know where she gets this from. It must be shows or school or something. I don't know.
A daycare thing, even when she was younger.
Yeah.
Yes,
right?
but like literally the word timeout does not exist in our household. And like, she didn't say timeout.
She was just going to put a timer on.
That is so funny.
And I had to think about my actions.
That is so funny.
But kids, I swear to God.
Yep.
Yeah. I forget who was talking. Was I about to go into my next note?
I have a note here that is my first note. I just don't know. I think that if we're at the part where like Lord Mazine comes in, I think that this has happened. So I'm going to just say it, and I'm sorry if it messes up.
No, it's okay. Yeah,
I just thought it was a funny thing. So there was, I think, discussion, whether it was those servants that we saw at first that were like trying to keep busy, but somebody accused the Dark One, and Cass was just like, oh, come the fuck on. And it was just the way he said it. Yeah, and I wasn't sure if I was past that. But
did it sound fantastic on the audiobook?
Yes.
Because I read so much sass when I read it.
Yes, it was. That's why I was like, this was amazing. I literally laughed out loud. Like it was.
Yes.
It was good.
Yes, I could hear the sass. I'm like, that would be a good listen.
Yeah, it was.
Even just like Commander Jansen, like, we'll find the center if there is one. And I also laughed at that because I'm like, you are one.
Yeah, right?
It was very funny to me.
Yeah. Also, I made note of this, which I thought was interesting. So Lieutenant Smith mentions like, oh, it must have been an Atlantean because there was bite marks on her neck. Like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but like, I don't think this is just a normal dissenter. And Cass is thinking to himself like, well, that's impossible because like I'm the only Atlantean that I know of that's here. And on top of that, he mentions that mortal blood does not provide any sustenance to Atlanteans. Did we know this? Because like I find it very like I know that they didn't prefer it. I knew that. Like they prefer like a Wolven or Atlantean, but like did we know it literally does nothing for them other than
I don't think
like sexual pleasure?
I don't think we did either because I think we assumed that Cass didn't he bite Poppy? And but she was Atlantean. I was like, he fed from her because remember he bit her.
Yeah.
And then Kieran had to eventually say to Poppy like he refuses to drink from anyone now. Like once you like have that bond, they like are repulsed from anyone else kind of thing. So I was like, she was immortal, and he did, but she wasn't immortal.
You know what's really funny about your whole? I literally was writing, so then why did he drink from Poppy? I'm like, oh wait, Poppy was half Atlantean, but now we know she's gone. I literally went through that whole process and deleted my note.
You guys are literally on the same wavelength tonight. That's so funny. Amanda is speaking. Kristen, do you have your inside thoughts out loud? Shirt on.
I do actually.
Because that's literally you two right now. Kristen is thinking it
so
and
funny.
speaking it.
I'm like in the moment living what you literally went through too. And I was
This
like,
is fantastic.
Never mind.
I'm just along for the ride, friends.
No, I don't think we knew that though.
Okay, same.
No.
And then my mind starts to spiral. Like, isn't this a little weird? Because like Ascended are made from Atlantean blood and they can sustain themselves on mortal blood, but an Atlantean can't. Why? That's weird.
That is weird.
They
It's
have
almost
more
like
mortal blood. Like doesn't a vamp
That's
priest.
true, because
so
they were mortals that
they
ascended,
were
so
mortal
maybe that's
blood.
why. But it's
Yes.
weird.
It
I
is
find it so
weird.
weird.
And I also find it interesting. Two things. Hopefully I don't forget one of them. This Smith guy, like I thought that I thought a lot of people didn't know about Atlanteans. Maybe not. We knew Atlanteans existed, right? That they're just bad.
Yes, but they're just like
Yes.
thought to be like these
Evil.
bad vampire type things.
But
and
if it is common knowledge, if Smith was the one that said this, it's
Yes.
common knowledge that there's no sustenance from mortal blood. But like, how are they convincing
no,
people that?
Cass is thinking that. Cass is like,
Oh,
you're dumb
okay.
because like they're not even like
Got
sustainable for us.
you.
Like,
All right, I
No,
thought
this
Smith was
Cass-
saying this, and then I was like,
No,
why
no,
are
sorry,
they so?
Cass.
Jansen says it.
oh, he
Jansen
does? I
straight
thought
up
it was
says
Cass
it.
that.
I'm sorry to be the one to share this news with you, Jansen said, knowing damn well there's no way she'd miss that. A dissenter would have no reason to drain a mortal of blood.
So like,
Yes, but
why?
it's
So I don't think he
Cass-
says so Cass might think that, yeah, we get no sustenance from it, but Jansen straight up says they have no reason to drain the blood.
But then why would people?
Well, maybe
to
because
drain
dissenters are
it.
mortals that don't
Got
like
you.
the blood crown, so they don't have
Oh,
fangs, right?
yes.
Like that's how I
Yes,
took
yes,
that.
yes. That's true. Sorry, got confused.
Got you.
But
Yeah,
it's
okay,
very
confused too.
confusing. The whole thing is very confusing. But
Yes.
anyway, I made note of that because I'm like, I don't remember knowing this. So
Yeah, I don't either.
okay. So Lord Mazine enters the chat and he mentions that someone strung Lord Preston from the tree last night. And then Cass is like, hey, so he was found. There's another
Someone.
Yeah, and then the come the fuck on was my next note, so I'll just skip that one. But it was so funny. I
Yes.
loved it.
That was amazing.
So the Duchess says that this cannot happen again, and everything must be safe for the maiden, for her right. And Smith and Jansen leave to order the others to search the grounds again, now looking for an Atlantean as opposed to a dissenter. And Mazine and the Duchess go off in a different direction. Cass follows them, and he gets a whiff of poppies scent on Mazine. And he gets very angry and begins following him. And then Britta comes in and says, like, Hawk, is everything okay? Like, I could see you from the second floor. Just thought I'd say hi. I'm like,
Oh,
no, Britta! Damn it!
No, I was like,
I
God,
wanted
could
to know what happened.
Could your timing be any worse?
Right.
Ugh.
Oh, so
But it was-
Britta.
Go ahead.
Oh,
You're
sorry,
gonna
you
say it
go.
probably.
No, you go.
I don't even have this as a note. It just popped into my head. But I just found it interesting how Cass admits to himself here, like, how the heck did I not realize that the maiden wasn't her? Like, it was interesting to
Yes.
hear him say this. He's like, that was so
they
dumb
look
of me.
nothing alike. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
like I was an
Yes.
idiot.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So Britta explains that someone was murdered and that the last she had heard that she was in the room with Lord Mazine. And she says that he can be friendly sometimes, he can be friendly, but sometimes a little too friendly, like insinuating that.
Yes.
He like forces himself on people almost,
Yes.
right? Like,
And he's a
Yes.
fucking asshole. Also glad he is dead.
I like that, like, I picked up on here, not like, I don't like it, but
dislike.
yes, dislike that button. I feel like we're finding out here that, like, some people, like Britta, are kind of like, is that her, Britta? It's like the
Yes.
Britta filter.
That's how
Um,
I read it as well.
They're, like, it seems like they suspect Lord Mazine, but no one
Yeah.
says it. But I'm like,
Right.
oh, like, this is interesting that even, like, this other servants are like,
The
something's
commoners,
up about this guy.
right?
Yeah. And she makes a point to say, like, oh, anytime he comes into the room, like, I make myself look busy because, like, she
Yes.
doesn't want his attention kind of deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what a fucking asshole. God.
I love
Lord asshole.
that we call
Yes.
him Lord Asshole. Like, that's
so fitting.
Yes.
Lord asshole 1.
Yeah.
The OG Lord Asshole. OGLA.
Love it.
So our chapter ends with Britta asking Cass if he will be at the Red Pearl anytime soon. And he kind of like lies and says, yeah, totally. She's like, cool, see you then. And he's like, yeah, that won't be happening. So Cass thinks to himself already that the thought of her is disinteresting. And he finds that weird because usually, like, she's a good time. And he starts to worry again about why Mazine smelled of the maiden. So it's like already it's showing, like,
His secret true love
Subconsciously.
in there that he doesn't even
So-
know is there.
This
Yes.
is where I was like, okay, the way he's like, you said, like, he's like, it's interesting that, like, this happened. Like, this is where I'm like, okay, this is clearly the
This is
mating
what you
bond
needed to
coming
see.
It's
through.
believable.
This is what
Yeah.
I needed to say. This is like, please, I wish that had been introduced a few chapters ago so I wasn't getting the ick.
Because this is well, it's understandable. He's like, why am I like that's
Yeah,
weird.
yes.
I
so
was
weird.
like,
Like,
in
we know.
like what is
Yeah.
going on? Like, am I crazy? And
Yes.
yeah, we learn eventually what's going on.
Yes. Because this makes
Yeah.
it feel more like instinct kicking in instead of like, I'm just smelling the sheets of some random people. Like, I don't know.
And led by his dick.
Yeah.
Full of bed sheets. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so moving on to chapter 16. It is done. Cry face. Oh, okay. Anyways, chapter starts with Casteel speaking with, I think it was Jansen, and Rylan has been killed. So we don't
Sad face.
actually, I think thankfully, honestly, like see that on page. It's just like it happened and we start
Yes.
this chapter, it's done.
Yes.
So they just start this off as this has been done, and Jansen says, like, had the plans changed? I thought you said like we were to like not harm her, not touch her, not take her, etc. And we learn that Jericho went rogue and was not supposed to fight the maiden like he did. He was supposed to not even be seen by the maiden, and it was just supposed to be like Rylan dies and nobody
Like a
really
sniper
knows.
shot and be
Yes,
gone.
Yeah.
exactly. And I thought like that was interesting because I just thought that was
Yes.
always the plan was what happened.
Yes.
So interesting. Jansen explains that had she not been able to attack him and cut him the way that she did, that the guards probably would not have been able to stop Jericho from taking her because they were like far enough away. And
Yeah, they wouldn't have made it in time.
Yeah, and honestly, I bet Jericho probably would have ended up killing her or something because he's so
Oh,
crazy
100%.
and he's
Yes.
like past
This
Poppy doesn't like take
Yeah.
shit. So
this is where I'm like, okay, I think in a previous chapter, Cass is like, he's a bit of a wild card. I'm like, you knew he's a wild card. Why did you use him?
he's the
Why?
guy.
For
Like-
such a pivotal part of the plan, too. Like, this is
Yes.
literally what sets it off. And you're just
Yes.
like, yeah, I'm going to trust the psycho that I know is a psycho. Cool.
Yes.
Literally said, should we just kill him now? And you're like, no, we'll just like you were contemplating killing this guy. Like
Yes.
almost.
Yeah.
And
Literally,
you're
though.
putting him in the most like that's like a Kieran thing should
Yes.
happen. Kieran should have been the
Kieran
guy.
should have done that.
Yeah.
My gosh. Yes. That was wild.
It was just very random that like he's like,
Poor
yeah,
battle
let's trust
choices.
the wild card. Yeah.
like why he's the one there. Totally agree. So I think that if Jericho had, even if he had caught her and not killed her, I still don't think that he would have followed Cass's plan.
No.
Same.
So Jansen confirmed that Jericho struck the maiden and that basically Kieran had to like actually interfere. And if he hadn't, then he probably would not have stopped. Cass is pissed and he's like, Jericho, that motherfucker. And he had one job. That's what he sounds like, but way better than what I could do. He had one job to do, and it was to take out the guard without being seen. So, like I said, wasn't even supposed to interact with Poppy, let alone try to take her. Casteel then says to Jansen, cover for me. And he starts like storming away. And Jansen's like, Hawk. And I think they kind of just like lock eyes. And you can see
Yeah.
Jansen's like,
Yeah.
all right, go ahead. I got you.
Shit.
Yeah. So Casteel finds like a cloak or something, puts it over his head. And then he storms out towards the lower ward as he knew exactly where Jericho would be. And at this moment, he is full of rage. And in my opinion, I can't believe that considering like what we know about this side now and how Cass was already falling for the maiden and doesn't want anyone to harm her, that Jericho wasn't killed at this point. Like, I feel
Right.
like,
Yeah.
yes. Anyways,
Again, he would have been had
Yes.
not been for Kieran.
exactly. So,
I don't know if you're gonna say this, but I loved the quote. Like Cass is like, "I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna murder him."
right,
It's like,
yeah.
that's not the same thing. He's like, "Yes, killing is an accident. Murder is intentional."
I
Love that.
Me too.
And like, I'm having a hard time remembering because there's so many J names. There's
Yes.
Jansen and Jasper and Jericho.
Jericho
So I get them
and-
confused even
yeah.
in another chapter here. But if I'm not mistaken, this happens, right? And now we see Cass's POV on it, and like he was pissed, he was ready to murder this guy. Isn't like later on when Poppy is like captured by them and just kind of like realizes what's happening? Aren't they all in like the barn? And isn't
Yes.
Jericho
Yes.
there still in that moment and
Yes.
still
Yep.
being like, I feel like he was gonna like kill Poppy there too.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
how
Yes.
was he allowed to even fucking be there? Like how was
Precisely.
he anywhere near Poppy after this moment? And,
Yes.
like I just
I
I'm
hope we get clarification on that. I really
so,
hope
because,
we do.
Like
Because there are questions.
like how but
Yeah.
moving on.
Because he blames her for like taking his hand. That's the reason he doesn't have a hand.
Yes.
And I forgot about that. I'm like, oh, when it
Yeah, I did
happened,
too.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Right. You're like, haha, pieces are falling in place.
Yeah.
So Cass enters the dark and shady gambling location that he knew Jericho would be in. Kieran sees Cass immediately and comes right up to him and without giving any greeting, just says, "You can't kill him." So he knew what Cass was going to do. And Cass is, this is where he's like, "I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to murder him." Ha ha. And then Kieran, oh yeah, we says that's not the same thing. Literally the best. Like that is such.
It was
I
so
know.
funny.
I know.
So Kieran's like, "Cass, I get your anger." And Cass is like, "I don't think you fucking do." And Kieran says, "You can't do this." Cass is like, "I can do whatever I want. I'm his prince." And he disobeyed. And Kieran's like, "Okay, now you pull rank. Now you want to be the prince." Like, obviously Cass is being irrational right now. And
Mhm.
like the goal here is to save your brother. And if you do this and throw this onto the toilet, like, and it was interesting that, go ahead, sorry.
No,
wanna jump
finish
in?
your sentence.
I was just like, Kieran was basically saying to him, like, if you're going to sit here and call yourself prince and take on that title, are you going to take on all the responsibilities that comes with? Like,
Right.
Alistair's going to be so happy. He's probably going to come in his pants. And I laughed. I laughed out loud
It was
at
so
him saying
funny.
that. But it was just interesting to see like Kieran slap him in the face with words here
Yes.
because
Yes.
like I totally agree. And I'm like, yeah, kill this Jericho guy. He's like, but it is not in the best interest of like Cass
not
and
worth
their
it for the
plan and their
plan.
mission, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Well,
how is
I
this-
made note of this too. So Kieran, like, he's like, I know why you're like so angry. Like, I know. And he like
Mhm.
emphasizes no. And I'm like, is this like insinuating that like he
I
realizes
wonder.
now that they're heartmates? Like, is
I
that what
think
he's meaning?
so, because
Like, I know
One of
why
his
you're so angry.
feelings.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because yes, wasn't there a time before where like there's a mention that he has almost like premonition,
Yes.
like
Yes.
Yep.
but
Like, his
They have a
feelings are
bond.
usually right.
well, they have a bond, right?
Yes.
And maybe because Cass is so broken, he can't
doesn't even
recognize
recognize
this, but Kieran can feel it. And he already
Yes.
knows that there's a heartmate thing going on here.
Yes.
And he's
Which I think is the
trying-
biggest part of his shock because he's like,
Yes.
holy
Yeah.
shit, the maiden is his heartmate.
like,
Like,
what the F are we going to do now?
Mhm.
yeah.
Because it was
Yeah.
very ominous the way he was like, I know.
No.
Like, it's like,
yes.
Yeah.
What is it that you know?
Before you get into it, but
Yes.
like it's interesting because we were just talking about it, how like Kieran talks him down. I didn't even think about it until you're talking, but it's interesting to see that now, and now like going into the future, he's their advisor.
Yes!
Like he's literally their advisor to talk them
that's
and
actually
like
kinda
talk
cool,
them
that
through
connection.
things.
And he
And
was literally
like,
doing that here. Like, okay,
Yes.
Kieran,
It
like-
came from you, the thought.
and all of the times that he has done it for Poppy, I'm like, my
Yes.
note is, I find it funny how poor Kieran always has to walk Poppy off the ledge of Murder Island, and it looks like he's been doing the same thing for Cass for years.
yes, yes, yes,
Like,
yes.
yeah, it's just like foreshadowing that's not
Yeah.
foreshadowing,
Yeah.
but
Yes, it's like
backshadowing.
past
He was
shadowing? Yeah.
already the advisor
Reverse
way
shadowing?
before.
Yes.
reverse shadowing.
Yeah, we already know this, and now you're dropping hints towards it.
Yeah, it's like now we see the origin story of it.
Yes.
Yeah. I know exactly what's going on.
I like it.
Me
So Kieran explains that nobody that is here risking their lives for you and your brother will care that he struck and hurt the maiden. So if you kill him because of that, like, think about what's going to happen here. They will not understand, and you're basically going to throw this whole thing out the window. And Cass is basically like, you're right. So,
Fine.
right? Yes. And then so Kieran's exact, I don't want to say exact, I may be quoting a word or two off here, but he says, I know why this has gotten you so bothered, and it is not because he hit the maiden. And he said, I know. So there's that like ominous phrase. And it's interesting because it's not just the I know. He's like, I know why this has you bothered. Like this specific thing. And it's not just that she was hit.
Yes.
And so Cass has said before, like, I just can't stand when somebody like hits a woman. So I feel like Kieran is confirming that's not the reason. Because he's like, and it's not because the maiden was hit. So it's like, tell us.
Yeah. This is how early he saw it.
Yes. Kieran finally took knock. Wow. Kieran finally knocks some sense into Cass. And he decides that he is not going to murder Jericho. Sad face. So I am getting into chapter's end here, unless anybody has
full send
anything else. Okay. So after Kieran, chapter ends here with Kieran talking Cass down from his murderous rage. And Casteel says, thank you to Kieran for what he did. And Kieran said, I didn't do anything. And he says, yes, you did. You did everything, like always. And I was like, oh, Kieran so deserved that. Like
he did.
I know, it was so good.
Okay, chapter 17. He earned it. So, with Cass's anger now somewhat, quote unquote, in check, Cass and Kieran head
poker
to the
face
back.
in place.
Poker face, poker face.
Mama.
Yes.
Anywho, sorry, we'll let you say your sentence now.
Like, man, it keeps going so high.
They're even in a gambling place, might I add? It's just so fitting.
See?
That's
it's so fitting.
perfect.
All right, chapter 17.
From the top.
They're heading to the back of the building, and they enter one of the rooms, finding Jericho, 2 Woven, and 2 Dissenters. So then Jericho's face pales at seeing Cass's face, and Cass restrains himself, wow, I changed tense in my sentence, tells him that he'll live, and they can talk about Jericho's attempted kidnapping of Poppy. So he seems to be letting Jericho off without punishment, which I think has all of our heads scratching, like WTF, mate. He gives him a drink, and then very suddenly, wabam! No dicks on the table. It's a sword cutting.
Whoa!
It is the sword cutting off his right twist. Yes.
So funny.
My emotion made me think of what you do, Katie, and I was like,
You're like, slap on the table.
yeah. It's the sword, and off goes Jericho's right hand, which is his dominant hand.
Left hand, actually. I thought they did the opposite.
Oh.
Maybe
No,
I thought
it was right.
Was his dominant?
Really? I have a note here, and I only want to say it because I feel like, kind of called it, but because Cass asks him if he was right-handed, and did anyone else have, like, I was like, oh, he's going to cut off his left hand. Like, that's why he's asking. He's going to cut his other hand off.
Oh, I assumed he wanted to punish him more and cut his dominant hand. Maybe I just assumed.
But I could have my note wrong here. Maybe I thought, oh my gosh, he's going to cut off his left hand, but then he actually cut off his right hand. But like, as soon as he asked about the hand, I was like, going choppy chop. I know it.
Choppy chop. I loved right before he does this, he's like chanting, and I didn't write down the chant, but he's like, I must not unalive him. I must not murder him. I must not kill him. Like, he's like thinking to himself, like, don't do it.
Don't murder.
You are right. He cuts off his left hand.
Oh,
he brought it down on his left wrist, severing his hand.
Good job.
My bad.
Dominant hand. This one, okay, by left hand. You can still wipe your ass.
I thought it was like, bitch, have fun. There goes your dominant hand.
That's what I would have done.
You should have.
Yeah, why do you give him that small mercy? Rude.
Yeah. So Cass tells everyone at the table that they're to do as he commands and not any little
Take
extras.
this as warning.
this is all I have for this chapter. So
That's yep. I my only note to it was this was one of the things I forgot happened, and I was like, oh yeah, Jericho didn't have a hand when we met him, and
Yeah.
Poppy like makes note of that, and now
Yep.
we know why. So I thought that was kind of fun.
I have a note about the dagger. Is that in your chapter's end before I talk about it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then no, move on.
So we end the chapter with Cass and Kieran leaving the room, knowing Cass wanted to do worse, and they question why Poppy has a woven bone hilted dagger. They don't know, but comment that they believe they may have underestimated, and I put in brackets, which they did, lol.
May, I think hugely, enormously.
Yes.
A little bit.
Just a teeny bit.
Did you have a note on it, Manda?
Nope, that was just it. I was going to just bring up the dagger.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 18, A Good Man. So our chapter opens, we're at Ryland's right, and Cass is remarking on how there are so many similarities to how they do this process. Like there's a lot of stuff that they kept from the Atlantean culture, but there are some main differences. Mostly being that the people in attendance believe that the gods are waiting to usher the soul to their eternal resting place, wherever that ends up being. Meanwhile, they don't know that they're asleep. And then he's like, "Oh, I wonder what does happen when people die. Like, clearly there must be a backup plan in place." And then he also notes that none of the crown are in attendance because he's back home. His father and his mother would have been there. All of the royals, all of the dukes and
That
whatever.
made me so
Everyone would
sad.
have been there. Right?
They're guards.
It's not even
a peasant in the
Yes.
place they've never seen. It's their guards.
They're guards.
Yes. Literally. Thank you
I hate-
for your service. Just kidding. We don't care.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I wrote I hate the tradition exists that in Atlantia that the king and queen go, but because you don't want people to die, which is why I hate the tradition.
Yeah.
But
right.
they're going to honor the people who literally died to protect them.
Yes. That they're
I got
literally
very mad.
ordering to their death, essentially.
Yes.
I got so mad.
Yeah, same. So just as the rite is about to start, there are shocked voices and murmurs, and heads are turning, and Cass follows to see what everyone's looking at. And there is the maiden along with Victor, and he is shocked that she came here because, we just mentioned, they don't normally there's no one of royalty here, and she's not usually anywhere without the Duke or Duchess being present. So they were shocked to see her.
I couldn't remember. Did she have to get permission? Was this her
No.
sneaking out to be here?
No.
She
She told Victor, "I'm going," and he's like, "The Duke's not gonna like this," and she's like, "I don't fucking care."
Remember, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "I don't care. You don't have to come protect me, but I'm fucking going." So,
Yeah.
here we go.
Okay.
So Cass notes he can see the bruise by her lip, and again thinks about how he wishes he would have just killed Jericho because
he's
the
instant
reason for
regret.
that.
He should have been murdered.
Yes, I'm gonna kill him all over again.
Yeah.
So they are about to light the actual pyre, and it kind of pauses, and everyone realizes oh, it's supposed to be Victor that's doing it because he was the one that worked closely with Ryland. But Cass notes that he can tell he doesn't want to leave Poppy's side. And so Cass comes up. And again, this is another moment I forgot that from the first book. Cass is like, "Oh, she's safe with me. I got this." And at the time we're like, "Oh, that's so cute." But now we're like, "Oh, this is so much cuter coming from his mindset." I don't know. He's drawn to her.
We didn't know that he knew it was the maiden there. We were
Yes.
he was like, "Does he know? Does he know it's me?" I
Yes.
knew it was him, but knowing he knows is
it's so
it makes it so cool.
I love it. So Victor says to her that she is the future of this kingdom. And I said, wow, doesn't this have a whole new fucking meaning to us now? Damn.
Yes.
I was like, is this Victor's Victor
Victor
talking right now?
Yes,
He's talking about
absolutely.
bigger picture here. And we were just
He's got the array
"La-di-da."
behind him, and he's like, I know what's going to happen.
Yes. Because at first I was thinking here, oh, is this just a coincidence? And Victor, but Victor was the one that told Tawny the prophecy.
Yes.
So he has to have known this all along.
He did.
Right?
100%.
It wasn't he died and then learned. He went there as a Victor to
yes.
Yeah.
That was
I
his
was
sole purpose because
this
he
blew
was,
my mind. Him
Yeah,
saying this.
wild.
So
Wild.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. What were you going to say, Kristen?
Just yeah.
Just
stumbled through that.
I agree.
So as Victor walks away, to go light the pyre, Cass notes that he can feel Poppy's stare as she looks at him, like literally feel it, which I was like, is this like the heart bond thing? Or is this like, I don't know. But I thought that was an interesting note. Lieutenant Smith is staring at him too, which he also can realize. And Cass thinks you can just go fuck yourself because Lieutenant Smith is like, you shouldn't be doing that. You're not her royal guard. He's like, he can go fuck himself.
I hate him.
Do you think this is
Same.
just coming to my brain right now? But he says, I can feel her stare. Do you wonder if that's not what he felt, but that he could feel her reading his emotions? But because he doesn't
I have a note
know-
on that later too. I wonder the same thing.
Because maybe he
like-
just felt something, and because he was looking at her, it was just like, if you can't comprehend that someone has the power to read your feelings,
Right.
but you're just getting
Yes.
that sense of like they're looking at me, they're feeling me, like that maybe is that like intuition, but he doesn't understand what it really is.
Yes.
I like that.
I can't remember when I touched on it, but like I thought the same thing. I'm like, it's later on, I think, obviously, because I haven't read it yet on my notes, but same thing. Like, is he feeling her using her gift?
Because she definitely did in this moment, right? Like,
Had
I
to have
can't
been,
remember,
because
but
I'm
she
sure
probably did and was like, oh, he's feeling sincere in what he said and blah, blah, blah. Like, I know
So-
she had to have, but
Yes. And I have a note, my next note, and I meant to go back to Blood and Ash and read it, and I didn't, and I'm mad at myself. But Cass is thinking to himself how guilty he feels because, like, Poppy keeps looking at him and he's like, she's looking at me like I'm this big protector and whatever. But like, it's my fault she's here in the first place. Like, I ordered the death of this man and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, like, wouldn't that be hella sus if she's at a funeral and she's sensing guilt from
and
this man?
sorrow from him. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember her being like, oh, why does he feel guilty? And I
But
meant to go
think
check it
about
out
this,
and I
though.
didn't.
He did tell her in the Red Pearl that he like had lost somebody close to him. So maybe she was like, oh, these must have been the emotions
Attributing it
from
to
him.
that.
I don't know.
I have it up right here. Give me.
Do you? Okay,
Yes,
excellent.
Yes. So looking at like past where like Victor says, she's the future of the kingdom, she doesn't seem to sense his emotions then. She's kind of like, oh my god, does he know it's me? Like, I doubted my jaw. Was that like recognizable? But she doesn't seem to mention there that she reads his emotions.
But what about as Victor walks away? Does she?
Yeah, that's kind of where
Oh, that's
I'm
where you're
looking
at.
and like, yeah.
Interesting.
Because she's like, Victor looks at me and she's like, all I could do was nod. I couldn't speak. If I did, Hawk might recognize my voice, and then gods, I couldn't begin to fathom what would occur. So like Victor sends Hawk a warning glance, and she's staring at him, but she doesn't mention
anything reading from him.
any emotion or
Interesting.
scent coming from
So
him.
maybe she's just so like in her own head about like, oh god, I hope he doesn't
she seems to be
recognize me.
so please don't recognize me. Please don't recognize me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot she
And
was
because
in such
she's
a
not
panic about
talking.
that, eh? Like,
Yes, she was in such a panic she didn't mention it.
Okay, so she's just in her own thoughts maybe and didn't even realize. Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking like that'd be hella sus. I'm at a fucking funeral and this man is feeling guilty. Like, what the fuck did
Yeah.
you do, sir?
right?
Like, so as Victor lights the pyre, Cass thinks that he expected Poppy to turn away, like when he actually lit it. But she doesn't, and he thinks to himself he needs to stop assuming or expecting anything from her because she is very clearly more than what she represents. And I thought this was like such a turning point. because,
Yes.
Mhm.
Like to this point, he's categorized her as like, oh, you're the face of the ascended,
Yeah.
like you're blah, blah, blah. And he's like, time and time again, she's proven that wrong. And I need to just accept that she is something different than what I expected. And like, I just need
Mhm.
to accept for what I see. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's also cool to think that like that is kind of the story of every Atlantean. Like once she turns good, we'll say, like once she realizes the truth, and that's always their like, how do we
Yes.
teach everybody? Even the Blood Crown, once like they think she's a harbinger. It's like the constant story of everybody making assumptions on her
Yes.
and hoping they realize the truth of who
Yeah.
she is, right?
Yeah. So true. So our chapter ends with Cass telling Poppy what a great honor she is showing by being here today. And when Poppy doesn't speak because she can't, he adds, "You were hurt, and you can be assured that that will never happen again." Because
Yeah.
he gonna kill.
This is when I brought up
you.
how like I'm like, she got a bruise and he literally went from hating her and had one conversation with her. This is where I was like, it's still, I don't, like, it's bothering
My
me.
life
That
isn't dead.
not even like I don't understand why I feel this way. Like, it's, this is where I brought it up.
So cute. I love it.
I was
If
I was
he had
feeling
said,
more
like, I don't
believable.
know why I feel this way. Like, it's, I don't know.
Yeah. I get it.
I love my OG Cass, and getting this from his point of view, it just makes me love him more.
It is really cool to see.
It is cool to see. And we know that it's like, it's a heartmate bond. I just wish there was more mentions of like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way, instead of he just seems to be like, oh, I'm feeling protective of her. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go protect her. Like,
Then I will just do this.
Yeah.
Why the sudden change of
Anyway, that's
mental
just
state?
me.
Okay, chapter 19. What was necessary? So we're going to start this one off as well with our trigger warning. This chapter discusses child abuse. So if you would like to skip over that, reach us back at chapter 20. We will have that in our description tagged. So yeah, skip ahead if this is not something that you want to be a part of. So this chapter starts. Kieran and Casteel were on their way to this like housing building, and because they had word that something had happened there that was terribly wrong and there was a terrible smell, so they were to investigate. Before we get into this, did anybody have any did you have any thoughts of like what could possibly? I had no idea. I was like, this is.
I mean,
so
I
strange.
did not even come anywhere close to thinking what it was, but I like what it actually was, I should say. But I just assumed Craven. Like I was like, oh, like someone's probably either being turned, or like maybe this is showing like how Cass also helps give people dignity. Like that's kind of where I was going with this.
Okay.
But it went way
I feel like I would be
darker than that.
leaning more to what Katie was.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, this is something, it seems like they made it like a big deal. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I couldn't even comprehend. So there was a mortal standing there as Kieran and Casteel approached, and they asked him, like, what's going on? The mortal responded, you will have to see for yourself. It is not something I can put into words. As the door was opened, Casteel could like just suddenly get like the smell of death. It almost knocked him over, the smell of death. And a body lay on the floor wrapped in white linen with blood coagulating around it. So we already get a picture here that somebody's already dead. Obviously it's more than this, and that's already like shocking enough. So they discuss how this man was somebody that lived, like never left the town. He was clearly killed by descendants. It's not like he got out and got a Craven. Like this guy does not leave like city limits. So clearly an ascended with like no control was here, killing whomever and just leaving them to turn in their homes. So Casteel and Kieran then hear odd gurgling sounds coming from another room, which they believe to be the bedchambers. Casteel says, where's the wife? And they confirm that she is dead in the bedchambers with it. And they're like, okay. They questioned. So as they enter the room, they learn that there is a baby turned Craven. And after looking at this baby turned Craven, Cass notices that there is a puncture mark, just 2 of them, on the baby's arm. This tells me, and I think that it is alluded to the fact that this was very intentionally done.
100%.
This was not a baby that out of like bloodlust, they just were so hungry and they ripped apart this baby. Like this baby was fully intact with only 2 single puncture wounds. And they turned the baby, and my understanding is then the baby killed the parents.
Yeah, the dad.
That's how
from
I
my
took
understanding,
it,
the dad picked the baby up. Baby bit dad. Dad killed wife. That's
right, and it's like
how I took it.
The act of sheer evil that it takes to see a baby intentionally puncture mark just to turn the baby, just to have the family to have to live with that. Like obviously no parent is going to give that baby like a death of dignity. They're going to just like let it turn. Like I would, I could not, like I could not
same.
do what would need to be
What
done.
was necessary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, as a result, both parents get killed, and the baby is left there as a craven. Like, it's just
So
the fact that was
up.
so intentional. Yes, like I was like, this is maddening that this is what's going on, and it's not surprising considering what we've learned and whatnot. But it was just
like, it's
another
what
reminder.
purpose? To what
This
end
is-
was this done?
For torture, the torture of those two
Even-
parents.
Yeah. My only note this chapter is Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
Literally,
I'm starting
no.
to worry about Jennifer. Like, why do we
Jennifer,
keep
do you need a hug?
hurting babies? Even like as we're just talking about this, I'm like, why was this chapter included? Like, I feel like we already know how shitty the Ascended are.
Yeah.
Why was this chapter included? And then my mind, I'm pulling an Amanda tonight. My mind went very dark. And I'm like, what if we're going to find out later on that there's something specific with babies' blood? Like, we know Atlanteans can read memories. Like, what if there's something that when they have blood from a baby,
Gosh, like where they
all
came from
babies
before.
know is, like, most babies, all they know is good things. Like, I'm with my mom. I'm content. I'm happy. Like, they don't have past traumas or, like, bad things happening typically. Hopefully, we hope babies are just very happy little babies.
Yes.
In our
Maybe
world,
they
they are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And more. Yes. Like, maybe there's something to blood specifically from a baby where it's just good
Right? Like,
feelings.
but maybe
It's
And
almost
I
like
hate
eating
that my
veal,
mind went
you know?
there. Yes.
because
but-
it doesn't
Can't eat
make
veal.
sense, like in the sense of there being more blood there. Like it's
Mhm.
more
No.
work to have to hunt for
then-
more.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. So it's like, why else do this? Like, is there going to be some sort of
I almost wondered if these people are going to come back. Like, we're going to find out more about these people. Like, maybe they pissed off a guard or something, and this was their punishment kind of deal.
maybe?
I just.
Or
I'm like, this
maybe-
chapter didn't need to be included. Thanks. Bye.
No.
Okay,
it-
thanks,
it
bye.
does seem
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, this was a rough chapter.
Agreed. So I think I'm just explaining this again. The baby was turned, affected the father. I'm going to chapter's end. If anybody has anything else.
Full send.
Okay, so our chapter ends with Casteel wondering, did the maiden know that this is what is going on? And this is the type of people that the Ascended are? And does she know what they did to the children? They like how they don't only just drain them of their blood, but they leave them there to turn unnecessarily. And after he finishes thinking that, he drags out his sword or dagger or whatever and does what is necessary, which is to end the baby craven. Sad face.
Awful. Awful. So, we'll go into our next chapter and we will leave that awfulness behind.
Please and thank you.
Chapter 20, Meeting with the Duke. So, our chapter starts with Cass meeting with the Duke, Dorian, Tierman in one of their, I wrote, assumably private chambers, as the Duke tells Cass that he has glowing recommendations from the commander and his wife who likes to look at him. I'm like, I'm sure Cass
And
loved to hear
also-
that.
Right?
Did he mention, is this before? I might be jumping ahead. I'm sorry. About the alcohol? Did you make a note of the
Yeah,
alcohol?
that's my
Okay.
next note. Yeah.
Go then. I got to comment on it.
I just wrote, it was interesting that Cass says the Ascended are more susceptible to alcohol because Dorian Tierman is grabbing alcohol and he's like, he's going to have to be careful with that. Like, they're more susceptible.
Which, like, that's weird, no? Like,
Yes.
I feel like it is. Like, why would you not be able to handle your alcohol as much? When
Yeah.
Yes.
like you're immortal. You're essentially dead, like, essentially.
Right.
Like, they're cold and whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, how? Why? That doesn't make sense to me.
Mhm.
Like, that is not something that is just like, oh, here's a little comment, throw it under the
Yeah,
rug. Like,
this
this
isn't
is
a
going to come
throwaway
back
thing.
and mean something.
interesting is I immediately think right now, I wasn't thinking this before, but you guys talking about this, it brings me back to the moment that we've experienced that chapter where Poppy's getting her lesson and Lord Asshole is there. I feel like I really remember them talking about him having a drink there in that scenario. And I wonder if, like, I
Maybe.
feel like specifically him grabbing his glass of whatever and I don't know. Maybe there will be some sort of memory come back about that, or I don't know what. But
Interesting. I just,
Very
it's not a
interesting.
throwaway, you know? Like
No,
that.
it's not.
but why bother say that, right? Like,
Yeah, like it's too fucking random. It has to mean
Mhm.
something, and I think it's gonna come back eventually.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Duke continues to talk about how he approves of Cass's lack of false modesty, because I think the Duke's like, you have glowing recommendations, like you do this, and like
You're nice to look
Cass
at.
kind of,
He's like, I know.
I know. And so the Duke again likes that Cass is assertive and his confidence, all of which are needed to be a personal guard to the maiden. And he keeps calling Ryan, and that pissed me off. I'm like, you don't even know his fucking name. If I remember correctly, I didn't write it down. I think Cass corrects him saying Rylan, and then he continues to go Ryan. I'm like,
Yeah, that happens when in the
it
next.
might happen later.
Yeah, at the last chapter. But yeah,
But-
I think Victor's like, his name's Ryan, and Rylan, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, Ryan.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Like, still wrong.
an idiot.
So
Another
then
dude we're glad is
Commander,
dead.
yeah, literally, Commander Jansen speaks up as they start talking about how Rylan didn't do what Cass would have in his position, and how he got quote unquote at ease in his position. And again, I'm getting pissed off because I'm like, he was literally set up. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
there was no way he was getting out of that alive.
No.
They continue to speak about how it's more likely that there'll be more temps, and how the arrow, interestingly enough, how the arrow had "From Blood and Ash we will rise" engraved on it. I don't know if we knew that. We might have, though.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, no. I'm like, this feels familiar, but I can't actually remember, and I
Yeah,
didn't
I'm like,
go
I
look.
feel like we did, but I'm not willing to like, bet my life savings on
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. And how it's likely the king and queen will have Poppy return to the capital. So they kind of continue on, and like Cass is answering his questions as he should, and the Duke is like, you're saying all the right things. Like, you have no ties to the maiden or like to the capital because he'll move, and so on. But he's concerned with how young Cass is, and I thought that was interesting too, because in my head, Rylan was around the same age as Poppy.
I
like,
thought so
very similar.
too.
I
also had a note of
this
this.
or something like.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm
like I thought he was like young buck, like
Yes.
Same.
Okay,
Same.
New
I was
guard
also
young,
confused.
like almost.
Yes.
In a guard for very
Yes.
long, even.
Yes, I
That
thought
got
the same
confused me. That one
thing.
threw me.
Same.
And the Duke mentions how the maiden has little experience in men, quote, her age. Cass isn't her age, though, to be fair. And the Duke worries about her becoming distracted, and I put insert eye roll. But Cass says she's just a job and a duty, and I'm like, that's a lie. I don't have anything now except for chapter's end.
I only had one little comment. Did you have anything, Katie?
Nope.
So there was a point where they were, I think it was maybe Cass just internal monologuing on what Duke Tierman looked like. And he said that his hair was so blonde, it was almost
Yes.
white. And for some reason, I'm like, Callum? Could there be any relation here? Because wasn't Callum like, would they call him like the gold boy?
The blonde golden fuck or whatever.
Yeah.
It just seemed weird. Why at this moment, 5 books in, are we getting another description of what Duke Tierman
Interesting.
looks like? And to say
Yeah.
that his hair was so blonde, it was almost white. I was just like, I don't know. I got
My mind went to
vibes
Tawny,
here.
because didn't her hair turn white?
Oh yes.
That's what
Yes.
we call too. So yeah, I was just like, I just feel like that it's gonna
Mhm.
We
be
got to start a
something.
hair watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hair wash. Yes, we do.
So then the chapter ends with the Duke wanting to speak to the commander and telling Cass if something were to happen to the maiden while he was watching her, he would be flayed alive and hung for all to see. Which, as I'm now reading that, isn't that what Cass did to the Duke? I don't know if he flayed her alive, but he did hang him for all to see.
You're right.
That is so
You're right for all to
funny.
see. It's like a
Yep.
like a what do you call it? Crucifixion?
Yes.
Crucifixion?
That
Am I saying
that
that?
word?
Is
I
that
don't know.
right?
Crucifixion.
Y'all know what I mean.
Crucifixion.
I think it's crucifixion. I don't know.
I am not
Jeebus.
confident at all. Yeah.
No, same.
Crucifixion? Nope. That seems wrong too. I don't know.
Anyway,
Moving on.
one of those things. Now we're into the next chapter, which is also mine. 21. Moing. Natural order of things. So we start the chapter with Cass looking over the grand hall and noticing all the paintings of the gods, including a fake one they made up. Pyrrhus? Someone tell me what it is.
I listened to this chapter too, and I can't
hold
remember.
on.
I think it was like Paros.
Paros? There's not even an O.
Harry.
Interesting.
Harry.
Made up a god
Paris?
and he's assuming...
Paris?
Paris,
Maybe.
maybe.
Can you spell it?
Perus.
Nope. Sorry, it's ringing no
Paris, maybe? So he is the god of rights and prosperity. My first note is godless, 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 and then I did not write the godless down.
Oh, I
It's
can
just
jump back to it.
Interesting.
I have it, so I
don't
can read
think
it out.
it'll be on the god list. Oh no, I guess it would be because our god list is from the
first
Ascended.
book.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's interesting that they made up a god. Like, what would be the purpose of doing something like that?
They need a god for their rights. Like, it's literally god of rights.
Oh,
So
he is listed on our god list. He is
yeah.
the god of right and prosperity. It is listed on our god list.
interesting.
So-
See,
and
I
he's white haired. I just read pale white
Okay.
hair.
Here's what I think, guys. I have a note here that said, could this be not a made up god, but Colas?
Callum!
Well, I was thinking Colas because I don't think that even the Atlanteans
Ooh.
knew about him, right? Like when Nyktos or whoever told the
No.
story about Colas,
Yeah.
they were like, oh, what? And I wonder, and the Blood Crown did know about Colas. So I was wondering, is this not, they made up a god? Could this be like a representation of Colas? It's just that the Atlanteans didn't know about him. The Blood Crown does. And that this is some sort of connection to him and then possibly Callum, because there's that like, is Callum Colas type thing?
I definitely think it's
Interesting.
something like that. Damn.
Interesting.
Good theory.
Well, thank you.
I was just thinking like the pale, like don't they all go pale? But that's very interesting. I like that. I like yours better.
Like the bragging rights from that.
I don't think I need to go into the god list. It's
No.
there. So Cass points out how Nyktos is always shown as silvery moonlight. And I was like, this makes so much more sense now, knowing what Isbeth wanted to do, like erase him.
See,
And-
I was thinking that this was because the maiden looks like Nyktos. And if anybody knew
Ooh.
what Nyktos looked like and what the maiden looked like, you would know that there's a potential relation there. So they couldn't. And that's why the maiden is veiled and why Nyktos is like, so that there could never
Veiled, essentially.
This
Yeah.
is this
Dang.
is
That was
like
my-
an onion. There's layers,
There's so many things that could be and probably
Yes.
are all.
honestly.
Yeah.
And every mention of the consort is just straight up gone.
Again,
Which is
very
also interesting because I guess the consort didn't want to be known, but like I was like, So Cass continues to take in the hall, and as the Duke and Duchess come out to a half-hearted applause, which is very different from when Poppy appears, which is everyone's silent, but the people seem to look up to her and seem overjoyed to see her. He even notices this. So Cass takes in the scene and he watches Poppy shift before she stills after I think Victor says something to her. And the lieutenant whispers to Cass, asking if he's fucking the Duchess, because he's confused about how he is replacing Rylan. So then a couple approaches and we find out it's the Tulis.
Oh, this is so sad all
Yeah.
over
I
again.
know. Asking to keep their third son, which Cass implies it's just the Ascended feeding off of them.
Yeah.
This was sad before. Third son. I read this pregnant before I knew I was having a son, and I'm like, fuck off. This
Right.
hits harder for multiple reasons again. I'm like, I'm so dumb. I'm not so dumb.
No.
I'm so mad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Words
no.
are hard. And I literally, fuck, to find out it's likely a fucking ascended feeding. I'm like, I hate this book. This whole scene with them pleading is just so much worse. I'm
It's just
rage.
terrible too because their first 2 kids were killed by Ascended.
Yes.
And the
Yep.
fact is that the third one would also be doomed to that if they
Yeah.
like gave
Yep.
him like it. Yeah. Yeah.
I was so, it was so hard to read again.
I'm so sad about their fate overall. Like
I
I'm
know.
so sad about it.
I
Even
know.
the child doesn't
I wish there'd
survive,
been a
right?
path of
Yeah.
redemption here, yeah.
Same.
So they plead with the Duke and Duchess, and then, as we know, they do not get their exception. And then I go into chapter's end.
One note before you do.
Yep.
At one point, Poppy and Cass like lock eyes. Well, he's assuming so because he can't actually see her eyes, but he can like feel her stare, and like he says he gets a feeling like I forget how he describes it. I didn't write that
Ooh.
down. But this is where my note comes in, and I'm like, is she reading him right now, and that's why he's getting this feeling? Like,
I
is
feel
it?
like I remember that when the two of this is happening, and she was like, "I wonder what he thinks about all this."
Yeah.
Let me,
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
let me look.
And so I wonder if this feeling that Cass gets every time that she looks at him is not so much her stare, but her using the gift. And that's what he's sensing.
I think yes.
Another child. I glanced to where Hawk stood. He was watching what I believed to be the tragedy. She's wondering if he had a second or third brother that he would never be able to see again. Doesn't specifically say. No, because this is when, like, that grief hits her. Like, she can't control it, isn't it? There's sympathy in the others' faces.
It's the dissenter's emotions that get like put upon her, and it's the first time she's like, "Oh my god, what is happening?"
She like can't breathe.
Yeah, because it's like her gift is
Because
happening.
everyone
like in
else
the
is
opposite
feeling
way.
the same. Yeah.
I do remember this.
Yep. So it doesn't seem like
Interesting.
she reads him.
It does seem
Not
like
at a
it,
very
though.
brief glance.
Maybe she is, and it's just not on paper.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it seems very.
And I didn't like read that with a fine tooth comb, so she could be.
TBD.
Yeah. So the chapter ends with Cass turning away from the nightmare, on the verge of doing something reckless. But he does say he can do something about keeping the family together and make sure that Tobias doesn't become another victim. And that I'm like, fuck. Because we know
The
that
one
he
thing I
does.
did like about that whole thing is he specifically makes note like this is the first time he has a purpose other than his brother. Like it's something else for him to
Yes.
focus on.
And it's
And
a
I'm
like,
moral
yes,
thing
Cass.
too. Like I'm going to do
Yes.
something here that is the right thing to do. Like
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
agreed. He's getting that
Before-
like glimmer of like life back, like
Yes.
purpose
Yes.
of not just a blind tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, so I am on our last chapter, friends. Chapter 22, The Maiden Unveiled. I gotta say, so Kristen assigned our chapters for us this thing, and I'm like, oh, Kristen, thank you so much for giving me this one, because this was the one I was looking the most forward to. Like, so I was pretty excited about it. And that was before reading it. So chapter opens with Jansen and Cass walking to his new living quarters because now that he is officially the royal guard, he lives right inside the castle. Jansen says, like, you know, you do have access to your old room, but like most of the time they like to stay here because it's closer to her and whatever. And so he warns Cass that, like, you know, the Duke hired you because of my recommendation, but he is still like a little hesitant about it. So like be prepared, you're gonna have people watching you. And he's like, oh, it's probably gonna be Lieutenant Smith. And he's like, yep, among other people. Be on your best behavior. So Cass notes as they walk past the statues of the gods Rain and Penelope. And I put, this seems like an odd throw-in to just like toss away because those are the only two that are mentioned. And I said, I'm kind of touching back on a crockpot theory from before where like maybe Cass is descended from an actual god. I'm like, could this be like a subtle nod to that? Like it's mentioning Penelope, sorry, and Rain. So maybe he's like descended from Rain.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm just gonna toss that in the crock pot. But
I'm really excited
just-
to read the next book to see more things
Yes.
about like our crockpot theories.
Yeah.
right? So then Cass mentions that he walks past a girl with dark hair, and I meant to go back and actually read this because I was listening to this chapter and I ran out of time. But he says he walks past a girl with dark hair who smiles at him, and he wonders if it's one of the girls that he's been with, like in his moments of escape or whatever. And I put, is there any chance that this is Willa Collins? Because like he doesn't know what Willa Collins looks like yet, right?
Oh, it's interesting. I just thought that that'd be Millie for some reason, but we're not.
Oh, that's better.
But like, would she ever be here?
Yes, she lived at the castle.
We're not.
She lived
where
in
the Blood Queen is, though. We're not where the
Yes.
Queen is,
Oh,
right?
right.
But
right.
why bring up whoever this is that this person walked by and
Yes.
smiled?
Yes.
So I have it here.
I thought it was
I was-
Tawny at first. I thought like, oh, it's just Tawny, like because, like Poppy's gonna be in the room or whatever. But no, like that happens after, and
Yes.
Tawny's there.
Yeah,
It's very brief. Like it's just
it is. It's
I was
very
quietly
brief.
forgot
walked
about
through
it.
the archway where servants dressed in maroon gowns and tunics with white caps hung ivy garland. A dark-haired woman stopped, her hands tangled in the greenery as she caught my gaze and smiled, leaving me to wonder as we walked on if I knew her, if she was one of those nameless, faceless people I'd spent time with. And
It
then that's
kind
it.
of sounds like it could be Millie because remember how she would always have
Yeah.
those priests or like the other like revenants that didn't smell right were always like
Yes.
garbed in like things, but Millie
Yes.
wasn't. Like
But it sounds like all the servants were dressed like that. Like I feel
except
like
for this one, no.
no, it says where servants were dressed in maroon tunics, maroon gowns and tunics. Like it doesn't say. It just says she's dark haired. I guess she's
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so curious, but clearly it's something. It's
Yeah. I was like,
something.
Millie, I don't think makes sense to me because
The location.
Millie's like the rev. Millie's like her rev. That's her daughter, right? Like
and redheaded.
and I
Not
feel like-
technically dark though, because she's faking her hair color.
I feel like
Hmm.
Millie would have done something to stop Cass from taking her though if she knew.
But I don't think Millie would have known at this point. I don't know. I don't think it is Millie, but it's just like wild like thing that just popped into my head.
Interesting. She's definitely something.
I didn't pick up on that though, and now I need to know.
I know.
I know. I meant to go back and read it, so thank you for
I
doing
need
that,
to
Kristen.
know.
I thought
Got
it
you,
was
boo.
I found it interesting when we learned that the Duke was like still hesitant about Cass being given the guard position, that they were going to be keeping an eye on him. And I started thinking, like, we know the reaction that Cass has to seeing Poppy and what he says. And I was almost like, I'm surprised now that he said that still, knowing that the Duke was like uncertain if
Like
he was going to be
watching
the right
him
fit.
and yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when it gets like Poppy in trouble. Like Poppy kind of smirks at it, and we know later that she gets in trouble for it. So I was surprised, and I'm curious if there will be some backlash towards Cass after from the Duke as well because of it, or I don't know.
Well, I remember when we were doing our first book coverage, there was a few times where like I'm surprised Cass wasn't punished for that. So like I wonder if we're gonna find out now if he actually was. And we
Yeah.
just didn't know.
Especially when they were like, I'm still not sure about you guys.
Yeah,
And then that's the
right?
first thing he says.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I think something's going to happen here now. Like, that
Yes.
didn't seem like a smooth first meeting of
Right?
the maiden. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, that was my first thought to this chapter.
So Jansen confirms that they're going to get the Toulouse family out, that they're working on that. And Jansen and Cass then enter the room with the Duke and Duchess, and they are awaiting the maiden's arrival. So they're kind of like chatting back and forth. I can't remember, I didn't write this part down, but when they're discussing like what would you have done? No, I think that was the previous chapter, right? What would you have done differently? And he's like, oh, I wouldn't have got shot by the arrow,
Yes,
blah, blah,
yes,
blah.
yes, that was previous.
Okay, sorry. That's why I didn't write it down. I was like, that's weird. Why didn't I write that down? Sorry.
Do you know what's funny?
Okay.
My
What?
head went on a weird tangent here because he was talking about Jansen, and I was like, oh my God, this is in my notes here. I just realized who this Jansen guy is. He's the one that pretended to be Beckett and killed him and
Yes.
brought Poppy, but I don't think that's right. At first, I was freaking out.
No, it
but
is
wasn't
because he calls him a changeling. He calls him a changeling.
I know he says that, but was it not Jasper? Oh no, it was
No, it was
Jasper. No, it was-
Jansen. Jasper is Kieran's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Jansen that does that. Man is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I am
Jansen.
so dumb. My note here is, oh my God, realizing who Jansen is. And then I'm like, oh, never mind. I'm stupid. That was Jasper. Ignore this.
Yeah, no, it's Jansen.
So that is.
Yes.
Sorry, I need to be mind blown. I'm sorry. I thought I had this dumb note that I was wrong on.
No, you were right. You were correct.
You're right.
But he
Jasper's
seems
Kieran's
so
dad.
legit right now.
I know. And this whole time he's been working for Alistair. Yeah.
I'm heartbroken right now.
I know.
Okay. I'm sorry. Continue.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So Poppy, Tawny, and Victor now enter the room, and Cass is turned on at the thought of Poppy possibly having that dagger hidden underneath. of
Shocked.
her
We're so
skirts.
shocked.
So the Duke announces that Hawk is going to be her new guard because of his experience outside of the Rise, and in the event that she is called back to the Queen at any moment, this would be an important security blanket, so to say, because typically they have, like, I forget what they call them, huntsmen, I think it was, that will move them from
Yes.
like town to town, like they kind of escort them and make sure
Yes.
they're not killed, and it takes like months of preparation. So they're like, we need, like, this is kind of like a nice, okay, if this has to happen immediately, like, he has experience, he'll be able to, which is probably honestly how it was sold to him by Jansen, I would
Yeah.
guess. But so the Duke, I said this, the fucker looks excited at the thought of Hawk seeing Poppy because he
Right.
thinks that there's no way Cass could ever find her attractive because of her scars.
Yeah.
Fucker. So he instructs Poppy to take off the veil, and he remarks how perfect the one side is. The one side is a dream and the other is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And Cass looks at her and just remarks on how beautiful she looks. And I was watching for this. And he passed my test. The very first thing he describes about her is nothing to do with the scars. And I'm like, go King! I'm so proud of you! Yes!
Right?
So-
Like, what's the
Yes.
first thing you notice, right?
Yes. I
This
was like, is he gonna comment on the scar first? And he didn't. And I was like, yes.
This is when I came back on Team
You're
Cass
like,
and
okay,
didn't have
Jacob.
any more ick. Because watching Poppy hesitate to take off her mask, you're like, oh my heart.
Yes.
And
Right.
then
Yes.
literally the last thing, and I think this is so powerful and so important, that Cass, I'm like, I don't even care what he mentions first, but like the absolute last thing he seems to notice is her scar.
Yeah. The
And
last thing.
I don't even think he thinks, like, he's not even like, oh my gosh, that's like, yeah, no, I don't really love it. I think he's
He
like,
literally is like, it makes
It's
me like it more
so-
because it shows
Yes.
that she
Yes.
survived it. It shows
Like
that
the-
she's strong. It
Yes.
shows that, like, and I'm like, oh,
Right? Swoon.
yes.
yes. The fact that it was the last thing he brought up, and then the way I did actually write that,
Yes.
how he frames her scars.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, we're back on Team Cass. I'm back again.
I love
Took
you
me a few
again.
chapters, but we're here.
And he also mentions that he instantly knows that the scars were caused by Craven, which I thought was interesting. Because he's
Yes.
like,
Well,
the
'cause
amount of times.
He knew how she was attacked by Craven. I thought that was like a story everybody
No.
knew. No?
I didn't
thought that
think
was,
so.
I thought that was a known thing that like she was attacked by Craven. That's how her parents died. Like I thought everybody knew that story.
But Hawk
Well,
I
it
don't
says-
think that they knew
yeah, I
she
don't know
was
if Hawk
scarred on the
knew.
face, maybe?
I don't think they
Oh.
know.
I just assumed he did.
Because
Interesting.
it's framed here like he knows, because he knew what the scars look like because he'd been attacked by Craven so many times.
yeah,
Oh,
like he
maybe that's how it's
specifically relates it
framed.
to his personal experience.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah,
Huh.
I know what that scar looks like because like,
yeah.
but what shocks me is that like mortals aren't supposed to be able to survive Craven attacks. So wouldn't that have already got his gears turning? Because like the mortals believe, oh, it's because she's chosen, blah, blah, blah.
I think,
But like he knows
but
something
not
different.
necessarily, because remember how people in Atlanta can be born in this veil thing as a chosen? So I think that they think that maybe they
Yeah,
are,
but he doesn't think she's
something.
Atlantean at this point. Remember? He's
No,
like, only Atlanteans can be born in the shroud.
as far as they know.
Yeah,
I thought
Kieran
it was
mentions
like-
earlier saying we don't know if mortals can be.
They've
But
never
Cass assumes
heard
they
of it.
can't. So I don't think he would think that because he assumes that they can't.
I don't
He's like, only
think that
Atlanteans
he's-
can.
I think that he just didn't think about why she survived,
too-
because I think
He's too
that
struck
it's-
by her beauty.
I think it's based off of the chosen. Like there's something like he doesn't understand about her being chosen, and that maybe that's something has happened. I
Yeah.
don't know.
he's too taken
So-
aback to think.
I put Cass says his heartwarming speech about each half being as exquisite as the whole, and I swoon all over again.
Right? It's like, I love you.
Yes. I missed this so much. So Cass thinks how he wants her to know that she is not a thing, but a person, and he uses her name when he says his vows because, like, he knows what it feels like to forget that you are something other than your title or like whatever.
Yes.
Or
And
whatever
he's
the
like-
Ascended want you to be. Right?
Exactly.
Like,
Yes. And he's like, no, you
Mhm.
are Penelope, and I am using that in my vows. And I just,
Hearing his
heart.
vows again.
I
I'm like, and it holds true in so many ways they did
I
not know, could
know.
not have
Yes.
anticipated. And
Yep.
I was
I
swooning
love.
here too.
Yeah.
It's
And
okay.
then our chat. What, Kristen?
I just say it's okay. The ick is gone.
Yeah. Ick been cured. So chapter ends with Cass saying, "From this moment until the last, I am yours." And I went, oh, this has so much more meaning. My heart. I loved reading this chapter from his POV. I loved it.
Yes.
So I'm still mind blown about Jansen.
Amanda's like, I haven't passed that note.
I can't get over this right now. So is he second Lord asshole?
No.
that?
No.
See, that's a-
Jansen is not the one that kidnaps her in the carriage and drinks from her.
Are you
Jansen
sure?
is
Yes. Yes, that's
Jansen.
a-
We have this conversation every time.
Do we? Who?
Yes.
Okay, but Jansen is the one that killed Beckett.
Yes.
That pretended to be
Yes.
Beckett.
Yes.
Correct. The guy that killed her or that attacked her in the carriage is an Ascended. Jansen is
That's
not
an Ascended guy. Okay,
Correct.
that wasn't when the unseen
And I can't
people
remember what
were.
his name is. It starts with a J, I think, but it's
That's
not.
why I get so
Jansen.
confused. There's so many
Yeah, I
J
know.
names.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jansen is the one that is a changeling and was parading around as Beckett. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, Beckett was killed because he woke up from his sleep or whatever they did to him.
Do you still have your arts and
Jansen?
crafts from last week, Katie? Because it was on that quote.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I threw them out.
Does Jansen get killed, right?
Yes.
Do you remember
Yes.
when? Or by
No.
who? No. Okay.
Does Poppy?
I feel like Poppy
do
does it, though, doesn't she?
Because Jansen and Alistair kidnap her,
yeah.
and then
That's what I was thinking. The carriage thing happened.
No, I
Like,
think
that's not-
No.
maybe Cass or them kill Jansen because
Jansen's
they
the
leave.
one that holds her in the bone
Yes.
chains.
Yeah.
Under
Because
the
they
under
leave
the mountain.
Alistair for Poppy.
Yes.
I'm just so mad
So maybe
about
Cass
it.
or
He
Kieran.
seems so,
I know.
I don't know,
Yeah.
on their side. Like,
Which is probably why Cass was so fucking pissed when it happened
Mhm.
because, like, he felt so betrayed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that
right.
concludes our chapter coverage.
Oh.
But don't go anywhere, friends, because we have the favorite part of our podcast, our bookish breakdown.
it's my turn. I finally won again. One time.
It's been a minute, eh?
It has been way too long. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, planning bookish breakdowns is like a thing. It's been so long. So my bookish breakdown. Actually, let's talk about the standings. I don't know if you can see them here, but we are tied in the lead right now with Katie and Kristen, both at 5 points. So
Someone's taking the lead
Yes.
today.
after today, there is an official first, second, and third place. Me being in third.
And it'll be 654 at the end of today.
Mm.
That's fun.
All right. So today, our bookish breakdown is a book reveal contest. So what is going to happen is I have 10 rounds. And I was like, oh, there's going to be a tie with my luck. But anyways, I have 10 rounds. And what's going to happen is I have a book cover hidden. And gradually, the book cover is going to have little spots that are revealed. And you
Is
have
this like
to
a video?
guess- Well, no, it's I tried, but no. It's like images. So it's going to be like a picture with like a little spot that you can see part of the cover. And then you guys are going to have to try to guess the cover. Okay.
Oh, fun.
So
I
there's-
love this.
There's 2 options we can do here. Is we can just do 5 and 5. And then if you try to guess and the other person can steal, or we can do a buzz in method where you both can guess on all of them, but you have to buzz in. If you buzz in and get wrong, chance to steal. Thoughts? Do you want to be able to guess on
you decide,
both?
Kristen.
I'm good either way.
Okay, I think the buzz in one, is what
Okay.
we're going to do then. I don't care what noises you make, but you have to buzz
That's
in.
always mine.
Do not scream out the cover without buzzing in, because if you do, it will call it a half point instead of a full point.
Okay.
So there will be,
Okay.
and if you...
Buzz
I
is
think
required.
Buzz is required, and I think you will get a full point if you steal. That's what I'm going to say
Okay.
too. And
You do or don't? Sorry.
You do. It's
You
full
do.
point. So
Okay.
if you guess it right, full point. I don't care if you're first or last, but if you
If you
blurt
ain't
out the
first,
answer,
you're last.
right? If you blurt out the answer and you get it right, but you didn't buzz in, you will get a half point.
Okay.
If it becomes if it is hard and we get to a point where you're like, I don't know, then I think what we will do is I will give each of you one question that you're allowed to ask
Okay.
about however you want, whatever you think will help you guess. So if we get to the end and you're still like, I don't know, everybody can ask one question. Okay?
Okay. I
Okay.
love this. I'm very excited.
Oh,
So are you
my
sharing
God.
your screen? Is
Yeah,
that
I'm
how we're seeing
gonna-
these images?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm worried I'm gonna mess this up. And
So
you guys
if
are
you're
gonna
listening
think-
in on this podcast, you're an audio only, go check out our YouTube or our Spotify. They both have videos, and watch along with us so you can
Yes.
see the photo and guess for yourself.
So what I'm gonna do, because I'm just so worried that you're gonna see things, I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna go through round one, and then I'm gonna stop sharing and then I'm gonna reshare so
Okay.
that I can because I have different rounds on different things and I don't want to give it away. So in one moment,
Un
full
momento.
screen, and escape this, and I just click right. Yes. Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, round one. Let's share the
I'm
screen.
very excited about this.
Window, this, share. All right. Can you see my screen? I will count down.
Yes.
It's very
Yeah, it's small. I know.
It's a black screen with a yellow
Tiny.
blob.
Yes.
Is this Pac-Man?
So, what's going to happen is more of these blobs are going to appear on this book cover, and then eventually they're going to get larger, but they don't get that big. So that's why I'm worried it might be a little hard, but here we are. I didn't want it to be too easy. So
Are there points taken away if you guess incorrectly?
So we
you
can
just
guess as many
can't guess
times as we
twice in a
want.
row. You just can't keep guessing. Like when you
Okay.
guess, next person gets their guess. And
Okay.
and then after you both have guessed once, let's say I'm here, Kristen buzzes in, guesses, nope, Katie buzzes in, guesses,
Are these
nope.
all books we know too?
Yes, you two have
Okay.
both read all of these books.
Okay.
Okay.
I figured, but I'm I
Yes.
just want to check.
But if for example, Katie, you buzzed in, you didn't get it, and then Kristen tries to steal, then it's fair game again, and Kristen could guess again if she buzzes in next. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to go Katie, Kristen, Katie, Kristen. It's
Okay.
when you buzz in, you get a chance to steal, then start over, and anyone can buzz again. So Kristen could
Okay.
guess twice in a row, because you know what I'm saying? Depending on
Yep.
how that works.
Okay.
Yep.
So is this game
Okay.
on now?
It is on, so go ahead if you feel. Oh my gosh.
I feel like you have to take a guess, and I'm
Yeah.
going to guess based on the color of this blob, and I'm going to say fourth wing.
You are wrong.
Damn. Okay.
But I just got to get a piece of paper. I just realized. But Kristen, go ahead and guess if
I am
you'd
going
like
to
to.
take a guess, and I am going to guess.
Wait, you didn't buzz in.
No, she's
No, I'm
stealing.
stealing.
She's stealing
I
the
don't have
point.
to.
Oh, right. Sorry, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
I need a pen. Oh my gosh, I don't have a
Rude.
pen.
Bitch. I am gonna guess the Hunger Games.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought you guys were gonna get this right away, so I'm so happy. I feel like it's funner if it's not super easy, but it's also more fun if it's not hard either. I hope it's
Yeah.
But
The happy
good
medium.
guesses, considering there's only the smallest little speck. And if you're wondering, this is only 2% of the cover. So we're starting at 2%, and then you get 2% more up until
Each.
there's 10 attempts per book that I'm going to show you.
Okay.
And it all is 2% up until 5, and then there'll be 5 spots, and then those 5 spots grow 2% larger up to 10. And after 10, that's it. So,
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
all right.
Damn, I really would have thought it was fourth wing given on that little blob.
I know.
So for our listeners, a second yellow blob has appeared with some black lines through it. Ooh, now we have a red blob.
Oh, go, Kristen.
Is it a Crown of? No shit. Crown of Gilded Bones. Yeah, that one.
No.
Fuck.
Do you want to just go first, deal, Katie?
Yeah, I might as well steal something, shouldn't I? I'm going to say Akatar, the first one.
No.
Okay. Now we have a triangle blob. Ooh, they got bigger. Bigger colors of the blobs. Ooh, that thing. What is that?
The
Kristen?
Iron Flame.
Yes.
Damn it! I was so close with my very first guess.
You were.
Damn.
All right, so we'll go through.
If
I'll show
anyone's
you the
watching me,
rest.
I'm like going through to see more.
And this is how much you get. This is the maximum amount you get to see on the books. And then
Damn.
Okay, so we're going to stop sharing so I don't accidentally show you the wrong page.
The whole game?
Yep. Okay, round 1. Kristen. Woo, woo.
I know. Man, just like, guess the covers. I'm like, my time to shine. Hopefully. I hope.
Graphic design!
I have Sorry,
Yes.
I'm sharing my screen, but you can't guess yet because I
Okay.
forgot to tell you. I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1, go. Kristen.
Mockingjay.
Ooh, no, but that's a good guess.
Fuck.
Do you want to
Okay,
steal?
so I can steal now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love this
Hold
game.
on.
Okay, I'm so
I
nervous.
have an idea of what I want to guess. Just give me a second.
Look at you looking at
I'm
your
like, there should be a
personal-
time limit on.
Yes, oh yeah, there's 5. Sorry, 1. Oh, of her guess.
To
Yeah.
steal.
Is it Harry Potter
Because
and the
now
Chamber of
she's
Secrets?
looking at
Yes,
her
that's true.
books.
No, it is not.
Okay. Okay, continue. It's a lot of gray and white blobs.
I know.
I clicked, but it's there we go. Katie.
I was about to say my answer, and then it turned into a buzz in at the same second. Is it Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban?
Nope. Would you like to steal? Kristen?
I am gonna guess Crown of Gilded Bones.
Nope.
Darn.
Darn.
Blah, blah, blah.
Kristen.
I was gonna guess Throne of Glass. I
Is
don't
that
think
your-
that's right. Yeah, that's my guess.
Final answer? No. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds.
Harry
Katie.
Potter and the Philosopher's Stone?
No. Nope. All right. Kristen?
Kingdom of Flesh and Fire.
Yes.
Damn, that one is a lot of
That's-
white and gold. I was convinced that I that we kept seeing was the H from Harry Potter. I'm like, it's one of the fucking Harry Potters. Damn.
Okay. This time I'm going to count down before I share my screen, okay?
Okay.
So this is attempt
So we can buzz in as soon as we
3.
see it if we want to.
Yep.
'Kay.
Okay. I am sharing in 3, 2, 1, go.
Harry Potter.
Kristen.
A Court of Mist and Fury.
No, but really good guess. Katie, would you like
Oh,
to
that
steal?
makes me rethink what I was going to say.
Don't think into that too much. That was a good guess.
Okay, I'm going to go with what I was initially going to say. I was going to say Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Wrong.
Okay.
Katie.
A Court of Frost and Starlight.
No.
Okay.
Do you want to steal, Kristen, since you have a free half point here before we move on?
A Court of Wings and Ruin.
So I'm
I couldn't
worried.
remember which
I'm worried I
neon
sent
colorless
you
one.
astray when I said that was a good guess.
Well, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it since this is steel. I can guess
No,
again.
that's good. Exactly.
Made me more confused.
Right?
But
Kristen.
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire?
No.
No, that's not right.
Yes, to
Oh,
steal,
no, I don't
Katie.
need to buzz in. I can steal.
Yes.
Harry Potter and the 6th one, Half-Blood Prince.
Yes.
Yeah! Like
My
that looks like
reason
Dumbledore.
for saying good guess is because the colors were really the same when you
Yes.
guessed. I was like, oh, that's a
Yeah.
good guess. And then I'm like, oh, no, you're going to think it's Agasar and it's not.
I couldn't remember because I don't like the neon covers. I don't have the neon covers. So I'm like, I couldn't remember which one was green.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm on the board.
You're on the board. Right
And
now,
stealing points are full points, you said, right? So I got a
Yep.
full point there?
yes, stealing is full point. Yes, correct.
Yeah,
It's the
Okay.
yelling out loud and getting a thing that is
Where you get
not
deducted
a
to the
poem.
half point.
Yes. So we're
Okay.
2-1 right now, if anybody was wondering on the round 3 done. All right, I'm sharing in 3, 2, 1, go. I think this one's going to be hard.
A
I
black
don't know if you
blob.
can even
Black
see
blob. Wow.
that. Can't you see what it is? Come on now. Katie.
Is it Quicksilver?
It is Quicksilver.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck would be like just silver and black and white? And I'm looking at my bookshelf and Quicksilver's like, hello.
Yeah, watch out.
That feels like cheating.
Why is that cheating? That's not cheating.
It's like looking at your Goodreads list. What have I read?
Hey, it's right behind you. You can do the
Take
same
a
thing,
quick
bud.
look right now, Kristen. Look at your bookshelf quickly. Hey, round 5.
Tie
our
game,
halfway
baby.
point.
This is a
which
fun
one
game.
is this? You think so? Okay.
Yes, I
This
like
one,
this.
I think, is going to be one of the harder ones, if I were to guess, just to give you a
Little taste.
yeah. Like, I wonder if we'll get to the point where, like, you see all of it and you need to ask a question, but we're gonna find out. Okay, sharing
Challenge
my
accepted.
screen, right now.
Let's go for a perfect score, Kristen. Ooh, a turquoise blob. And a beige blob. And a white blob. And a pink blob.
But I'm just gonna straight up
Kristen.
go for it. Is it actually I don't know if Katie's read this one, but I'm gonna go for it. Tom Felton's autobiography book.
I have
Yeah.
read that book. It's very good.
Do you know what's funny? I can't even tell you. Never mind. I don't want to give anything away. But no, it is not that.
Okay, so I have a chance to steal right now, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with
Yes.
Percy Jackson.
No.
And the Lightning Thief.
No.
Alright.
I should have been like, which one? Because then you would think it is one of them.
Yeah, just send me on a tailspin.
Oh, blah! It's shit. It's the one where they're in
I will
Paris,
be so
and
impressed.
it's your favorite book that you wrote. Oh, I know what book it is. I just don't know the title.
She buzzed in. She should be time limited.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give you a 20-second because I think that's what I said to Katie.
I know the book, but I don't know the title.
I think you're right, and I don't know what to do about it. Do I?
Can I
back
look up?
down?
Can I look up the book if I know what the cover looks like? It's like The Dressmaker's Gift. That's my name.
Got it. Done. That's it. Yay! You got. I can't believe you got that though.
Oh,
I really didn't think you guys were gonna get that one.
I got
Wow.
it.
Woo! Look at you.
That is a very good book, though.
I was like, I would like. I don't remember reading this.
How
to be
did you
honest,
get
but
that? Just because of the bird? Like, I'm like the only thing that popped out was the bird in that circle.
The turquoise and then the purple and then the white in the middle is so
Jeez.
I just full vibes.
Holy moly! All right,
Full vibes.
3-2 right now. Going
I
on.
feel very happy that I got that. I told you I was going to
when
prove
you
wrong.
knew the book, if you wouldn't have got it, that would have been the worst.
I
right?
know.
Okay. Round 6 and sharing the screen now.
A blue blob.
But
Kristen.
it's Mockingjay is my guess.
Yes, you're right.
Damn, for real? How the fuck did you get that?
It is blue and silver.
That's impressive.
That one was actually really good. Wow.
Listen, I'm literally going through between rounds. I'm like, okay, what books have we read? What books have we read?
And what are red?
promise
and which ones
I'm
are
not-
blue? And which
yeah.
ones are...
I'm
All
going
right,
through the
1, 2,
covers.
3, 4. So Kristen's at 4. Katie's at 2. All right,
Dun, dun,
round
dun.
7.
If Kristen gets one more, I think she wins.
You could get a tie because there's 10 rounds. So 5 and 5 would be a tie.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
4 left. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. You're right.
All right, round 7. Okay, sharing my screen. 3, 2, 1.
But Court of Mist
Kristen.
and Fury.
Yes.
Damn, that's impressive.
I've been waiting for an Akatar. I'm like, it's gonna be Silver Flames.
I almost
No way.
did, and I was like, that's mean. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, it's funny.
But I'm Mr. Fury. All right. Well, that one didn't take long. All right.
I got the Harry Potter one. Kristen got the Akatar one. Distracts.
All right. Round 8. Sharing my screen in 3, 2, 1.
A black blob.
But
Kristen.
from Blood and Ash.
No.
Mm,
Do you want to steal
I
that,
had to.
Katie? That's a
Yes.
good guess, like considering we're reading it and it's a dark color. Like
The
think I
War
had
of
to
the
shoot
War
my
of Two
shot.
Queens.
No.
That looks like some font appearing.
Oh.
Gosh, I have no
I
idea.
feel like this is right on the edge of my memory.
this is as far as it gets.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
So you both can ask a question if you want. I'm just trying to determine how I should do that. Like if the person that asks the question, if you get it right after that, you get a half point maybe. Okay, maybe we won't do a half point.
I'm gonna just full on guess.
Okay.
Is it Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief?
No.
Uh,
Do you want to steal, Katie?
Is it a discovery of witches?
No.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, how do you want to do the question? Do you want to text it to me? But
No,
then
I'm
you-
just
that's-
going to ask it, I think.
Sure.
I think I'm just going to ask it. And at this point, one of us will get it.
You got to
eventually.
blah, blah, blah in even if you ask.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Question for 500, please.
And that means you can ask, you can like try to answer then too. Like when you blah, blah,
Yeah.
Do
you
I
have a
get
question?
wait? Do I get first stab if I ask the question, or
Yes,
is it still a free for all?
No, because you blah, blah,
I
blah.
was thinking you got first.
Like yes, if
stab.
you are gonna
Okay.
ask a question, then you get first stab
Okay.
at it. And we'll do full
Have
points.
Have you read this book, Amanda?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So now I have to guess. Is it the Black Witch?
No.
Oh.
So now Kristen can steal.
Blah.
First,
No,
you
you
can
don't
just
have to
half
buzz,
point
you can
steal.
steal.
Oh, I can just steal.
You might as well
Is
take the
it-
free guess.
My only one goes to Bridge to Terabithia.
No,
But like,
I haven't read that.
okay. You haven't read that?
I thought you had to in
Mm-mm.
school.
Yeah.
No.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm just going to say the Hunger Games.
No.
So Kristen, you can steal.
Is it Dear John? I don't know if Katie's even read that book.
I have, but that's a throwback.
Mm.
Okay. Is it fuck me.
And if you guys have not read this, it is your own fault because it's on both your Goodreads, marked as read. So
Damn. Blah, 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 blah. I don't fucking know.
I'm surprised it's not on one of your bookshelves, honestly. But maybe, like, I don't know.
I'm wanting to guess. There's a book series I'm looking at, but I don't know the first one. Is it like the wolf? It's like the wolf, the white wolf or wolf walker. I don't know the title though.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to help you though, in case you're right.
Take my stealing point. The Witch Collector.
No.
That's the book.
Negator. If you guys want, I can just reveal it.
I'm good with you just revealing 'cause
Call
I
it
don't
dead.
have.
Dead
All
point.
right. Here she blows.
I'm gonna be so mad.
Probably.
Oh, the Time Traveler's
Time Traveler's
Wife.
I've never seen that cover in my life.
I have. That's a very good book.
It is.
And
I
yes,
think
that
I've-
is a movie.
Yeah.
Movie's not as good. I was very annoyed by the movie. Book is good.
Yeah, I'm like, I know nothing about this book.
I think I have the movie cover if I have it.
Okay, round 9 coming up. And I am sharing my screen. 3, 2, 1.
A white blob.
'Tis the theme.
Yep. Ooh, a black blob with a little bit of gray.
Ooh,
Ooh, another black and gray
more
blob.
black. But
I'm just gonna. Oh, damn it!
Onyx Storm.
No. Katie, you're
So I get to steal.
Yeah.
The War of Two Queens.
No.
But
Kristen.
I don't even know a soul of ash and blood.
No.
I'm like, I know that's not right, but the red in the middle, I was like, nope, Katie guessed that one.
Okay, I'm gonna steal my guess as from Blood and Ash.
No.
There's no white on that one. But
Kristen.
is it Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone?
No.
So I get to
Wanna
steal now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brimstone.
No.
But
Kristen.
is it Twilight?
Yes.
Fuck! That's what I was gonna fucking guess. Damn it! Damn it!
I win.
Okay. That's the end.
That was fun,
of
though.
my
I liked
Bookish
That was
Right.
fun. I
Breakdown.
like that.
So Kristen takes the lead officially.
I win.
Let's see if I can reach this. 6 points up there.
Whew.
I know. We are all
Kristen's
yawning
4
here.
away from a book.
You're closer
Yes.
to the book than you are to no book.
Okay, so with that, with Kristen being victorious, Professor Katie is going to pass over her teacher's cap to Professor Kristen, who's over here on my screen.
So
Give our homework.
next week we will be reading chapters 23 to 33. So because there's no chapter numbers, that is Poppy through to Good Graces.
Ooh.
I counted it twice just to make sure.
Okay. That's so confusing, right?
So study
I
up,
know.
friends. Let us
Study up.
know what you thought of this episode. Amanda, how can they do that?
You can find us on your favorite social media platform. We are at Your Bookmark Pod, and you can email us at yourbookmarkpod@gmail.com. We want to hear from you, so please.
Yes.
So with that, friends, we will see you in our next chapter. Bye.
Bye.